that. Hey, what's up, Matthew? How's it going, Ryan? Hope everyone's having a good one on this Saturday morning. Hey, what's up, Mari? How's it going, Effie? Sorry if I'm missing you. Let's just keep on double tapping on that screen, though. Let's get all the way up to 5K. Michaela, thank you so much. I love the name Michaela. Victoria, thank you. Or hey, or not, not thank you. Hi, Victoria. God, I'm a mess. Hey, what's up? How's it going, Lance Lear? What's the purpose of this? Well, the purpose of this is to teach people how to argue against like religious people, mostly. Also, I just love philosophy. What's the point of like debating any idea, right? It's just to come to a better understanding of the ideas. What's up, Ayla? I missed you too. How's it going, Jamie? What's up? How's it going? So, do you believe in God? I don't know. Does it look like I believe in God? If I believed in God, do you think I would be having a background that says God isn't real? If you are in that guest request box, make sure that you're 18 or older. Make sure that your audio is good. Make sure that you believe in a God, and make sure that you're not driving. If you don't do those things, I'm not really sure how long I'm going to talk to you, but I hope everyone's doing well. I know I sure am. So with that, we can, maybe we'll test. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Laughing, crying, cat emoji. What's up, Benny? Can you hear me? Thanks, LJ.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, how old are you?
9, 10.
Okay. So, what's your strongest argument for the existence of God that does not involve personal experience? Benny, are you there? Mason, thank you so much for the hand heart.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, do you want the question again?
Yeah, I didn't hear.
Yeah, Jailbreak, thank you. What's your strongest argument for the existence of God that does not involve personal experience?
Well, I don't know.
Okay. I'm probably going to move on to the next guest, though, but I appreciate you coming on up here. Yeah, make sure you have an answer to that question. If you don't have an answer to that question, probably not going to be talking to you for very long either. Ali, thank you. Zed, thank you. How's it going, Helios? How old are you?
Hey, Ian, how are you, my friend?
Doing well, doing well.
I'm close to 60.
Okay. So what's your strongest argument for the existence of God that does not involve personal experience?
Okay, in order to answer that, I need to understand what your idea of God, what do you imagine God is?
Yeah, so when I say God, I'm talking
Because what
about
you're
like
asking is, you're asking,
do you want to answer the question? So just the creator of the universe, who is all good, all powerful, all knowing, usually like an immaterial mind.
okay, well, that God, you're right, that God doesn't exist.
All right, well that's really only the God I'm talking about. I mean, if that's not the God that you believe in, that's fine. But I'm really only looking for debates about that God. Keep on double tapping on that screen. Let's get to 10K. Hey, what's up, Cody? How old are you?
19 years old, man.
Can you get closer to your microphone by any chance?
Yeah, 19 years old, man.
Okay. Yeah. So, what's your strongest argument for the existence of God that does not involve personal experience?
What do you mean by that?
Your audio is like still really bad, so I'm probably gonna move on to the next guest. Sorry. Only request to join if you have like good audio. If not, probably not interested. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm an asshole. I'm not interested. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Only one? Are you there? You need to be on the TikTok app for me to hear you. Damn, I'm just getting shafted today in terms of guests, but keep on double tapping on that screen. Hey, what's up? How's it going, Fern?
What do you mean God ain't real?
Yeah, God isn't real. Are you 18 or older?
Of course.
Yeah, so what's your strongest argument for the existence of God that does not involve personal experience?
Let me ask you a question. What made you?
Oh, my parents made me. What do you think made you?
My parents did, but what do you have? What's this? You don't have a spirit?
I don't believe in a spirit, no. Do you have any evidence that spirits exist?
What do you believe in?
Not spirits.
Interesting.
Do you have any evidence that spirits exist?
I do, to be honest. I do. But I got a quick question. So what do you believe in? So I want to.
I'm an atheist.
Oh, you're atheist. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, I'm a naturalist. I don't believe in like spiritual stuff.
Oh, okay. I respect that. All right, buddy. Take it easy, man.
Wait. Do you have like arguments or like what are you here for? Damn, we got a running Randy. All right, well, appreciate you coming on up. I accept your surrender. Folded like a chair, scrambled like an omelet, dunked like an Oreo.
Yo, I got a question.
Yeah, wait, I have a question for you first. How old are you?
19.
Yeah, all right, go for it.
Right, so do you believe in Satan?
I sure don't believe in Satan.
Do you believe in anyone?
What is that? I'm not really sure I understand the question.
Do you believe in anyone?
Like I believe in myself. I believe in like my friends. I'm not really sure what your question is. Like I think like some people exist, just not like God or Satan or any of those folks.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, wait. But do you have an argument for why God exists?
Nah.
Okay. Damn, we're getting all the good guests today. Only request to join if you have an argument for why God exists. If you don't have an argument, I'm like you're literally just wasting my time. God damn, I love that. But keep on double tapping on that screen. Let's get all the way up to 25K. Hey, what's up?
I got a question for you. Okay, I'm going to ask you a couple questions, but my first question is, you say you don't believe in God and Satan. Okay, that's fine and dandy. Well, what history do you believe in?
I believe in like the history that historians believe in.
Yeah, you got to be a little more elaborate than that. Like, give me an event that you believed happened in history.
I think Socrates existed.
Who?
Socrates.
Oh, okay. See, and I'm going to tell you what I realize about you. And you're not a bad person. You just lost, man. You just need to be led by the Spirit, and you can do it.
That's nice.
Every atheist I done ran across done been changed to believe in Jesus. So let's
not be a preaching Perry. Do you have an argument? What's your
why you mentioning preaching and all that if you don't believe in God?
What's your strongest argument for the existence of God? How can you use the word
preaching if you don't believe in God?
Yeah, because that's what you're doing right now. You're preaching your belief in God. That's the thing that you're preaching.
You call it preaching, but if the only person you use preaching is the person that believe in God.
Let's not calm down there. Let's not be a preaching Perry. What's your best argument for the existence of God?
Man, you're lost. I just told you.
That's not really an argument. So do you have like a?
I know you're gonna be fast forward and go on and skip me because I ain't gonna let you overtalk me like you've been doing everybody else.
Well, that's fine because I have no problem. Just okay, whatever. But so if God's all good and God created the earth, then why do we have earthquakes?
You still got to respect the Mother Nature part of it. See, that's where I asked you what kind of belief you got in history and all that. Mother Nature still got to control everything else. If you don't believe in God, have you ever gave God a try in believing him? Have you ever got any willpower in you to say, well, let me study this God to see if I believe it? Have you ever did that? Just answer that.
Yeah. So I was born a Christian. I was baptized. I was a Christian up until the age of like 13 or so. But going back to the question, so you're essentially just saying that earthquakes come from Mother Nature, but that just leads to the obvious question of where did Mother Nature come from? Who set the parameters for why nature did this? Because if it's God, if God created everything, then that also means that God's the one who created earthquakes. So why would God create earthquakes if he's all good?
I hope this don't go over your head what I'm about to say, but see, I'm gonna say it because I got to speak the truth.
It might go over my head, so be patient with me.
When we talking about Mother Nature, this what you got to understand. Everything is living when it comes to God. The water, the trees, the ground, all that is living when it comes to God. So sometimes God allowed the living nature of Mother to act up. Do you see what I'm showing you? Because everything that God gave is a
Thanks
choice
so much,
of free will.
That. Wait, do you think rocks have life? Or you think rocks are alive?
To God, yes.
Yeah, but if it's alive to God and everything that God knows is true, God can't be wrong, then that means that rocks are alive. Do you think that, like, when we crush rocks up to get, like, minerals out of them, like the minerals that are present in the phone that you're talking into, do you think that that's unethical insofar as we're, like, crushing up a living thing? KK, thank you so much. Appreciate that.
No. See, because I think the stuff that man is going into when you getting into the AI and all that type of stuff is against the knowledge of God. But when you come to stuff that got to be utilized for us to live or to be able to do certain things, I ain't gonna compare the little things like that to God. I just ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, wait. That's not really an answer to my question, though. Do you even remember what my question was?
Yeah, but you drug out the
Can you
question.
tell
That's
me?
why I'm
Can you
saying.
just tell me what the question I asked you was?
You asked me, do I think it's unethical for people to use minerals and crush up rocks that make cell phones? And I answered you by saying, no, it's not unethical.
Yeah, but you said that it's like based on survival, but we don't need phones for survival. So if rocks are alive and we're just crushing them up for cell phones, then doesn't that seem pretty unethical?
Listen, just because I said that Mother Nature is alive, don't mean I said it had a soul. So
Yeah,
you
what's
trying to
gonna
give a
be
rock a
the
soul. That's
what's
all
gonna be
what
the
you're trying
difference
to do.
there? Wait,
Huh?
can I get a definition of life? What does life mean?
It depends on which life you're talking about.
I'm just talking about whatever life you're talking about.
I'm talking spiritual. I don't expect you to
Yeah,
understand this.
can I get a definition of life? I think I'm a bit confused on the terminology.
Man, you got to be more specific when you asking me that question, man, because I'm telling you now I'm talking spiritual. I don't expect you to understand it, so be a little more specific, man.
So you think rocks are spiritually alive?
No, listen what I was explaining when I just explained that to you. Everything
Thanks,
on
Ronnie.
earth is living to God. To God. That don't mean I said it all had a soul.
Yeah, by what definition?
You say you're a Christian, which I don't go off a title
By
because
what
that get caught in
definition?
religion. I'm not religion. I go off I'm a believer and a follower
By
of
what
Christ.
definition is everything alive?
So let me show you this.
Ronnie, thanks so much. Appreciate that.
Let me show you this.
Tiffany, thanks so much.
If you say you grew up as a Christian, you should know
Wait. I need an answer to my question. By what definition of life is everything alive?
That's what I'm finna give you now.
Yeah, so you're gonna give me a definition of life?
Yes. If you said, I'm going to give you, that's why I said, which life are you talking about?
Whichever
man?
life you're talking about when you say everything is alive.
Because
Let's not be a pivoting Perry. I just want you to answer the question.
I'm going to give you a perfect example. You say you grew up as a Christian, so I know you know a little bit of the Bible. So listen, do you remember the story of Cain and Abel?
They sure do, yeah.
Okay then, what cried out to God? The blood from the ground cried out to God. Yes or no?
Yeah, that was like present in the story. Yeah.
So what do that tell you? Everything is living to God, not to us, because we don't got the understanding to realize this. Even the trees clap, the hills will dance, all that for God.
Gotcha.
Hey,
Do you remember what question?
Why do you think the water
Do you
was
remember? Do you remember what question I asked you? This isn't an answer to my question.
Yeah, it is, because if I just explained to you the
Can you tell me what question I asked you and how that answers it?
Okay, you asked me what is life form that I'm talking about, and I'm breaking.
I asked you specifically. Specifically, I asked for a definition. Do you know
I'm giving you one.
Do you know what a definition is?
Man, see, you got a lot of worldly knowledge. I don't
Do you need a definition of definition,
that, brother? You got to get some spiritual knowledge, because your flesh ain't gonna save you, brother.
Wait, and I agree. We can be a pivoting Perry, but let's just be a good faith Gary and actually engage in the conversation.
See, you just sound good. Do you know what a
definition is, or do you need the definition of definition?
I don't need no definition, because with the power of the Holy Spirit, I can put you beneath me, man. When it comes to knowledge, you won't give me a proper chance to answer your question.
So much so that you can't. Cat, thank you so much for the galaxy. Huge W cat in the comment section. I appreciate the hell out of that.
The perfect example of where the blood cried out to God from the ground.
Yeah, wait, but I just want. Okay, I'll give you a definition. I want an example.
All right.
I want a definition. When you say
I'm finna
everything
give
is
it to you.
alive, what's the
I'm finna
definition
answer
of
you then.
life?
I'm for the answer.
Yeah.
In the beginning was the word. The
Wait.
word was
I said
God,
I
and the
don't
word was
want
with
a
God.
story. I don't want a
See, I know.
story. I want a
just gave you
definition.
one. It was just
Let's not be a nonsense
in the
Nancy.
beginning
Let's
was
just
the
be a
word.
good faith
The
Gary
word was
Twetsky.
with
Thank you
God,
so
and the
much.
word was God.
Thank you so much for the $6.66 on Cash App. W Twetsky, preaching Peter indeed. Let's get a W Twetsky, W666, W Satan, Hail Satan. I appreciate that. Guest, you have something to say?
Jesus is what life is.
Oh, so life is Jesus?
Yes.
So, okay, am I alive?
Physically, yeah, but spiritually,
Yeah,
you
sure.
dead.
Am I Jesus?
You spiritually dead, so no, to me, you ain't alive.
Oh, cool.
I'ma
Wait,
be
so then
honest with
Jesus,
you. To
so then
me, you
Jesus
not
isn't
alive
life.
'cause you spiritually
Perfect.
dead.
So then Jesus isn't life. So if you define life to be Jesus,
How
and
it say
I'm
that?
alive,
All right,
but
why
Jesus,
you-
but I'm not Jesus, then that means that life actually isn't the same thing as Jesus.
Hey, that's why you think I asked you what life you talk about. You asked my life, I'm explaining it to you. Jesus
Yeah,
is the
wait,
way,
so I'm
the life,
asking-
and the truth.
I'm asking
Jesus
what
is the way, the
definition-
life, and the truth. Jesus
Okay.
is life. If you don't have Jesus, you dead. You
All right,
spiritually dead.
Do you think God allows pegging in heaven?
Allows what?
Pegging. Do you think God allows pegging in heaven?
Pagan. Give me a definition of pagan.
Oh, well, clearly, I don't know how you can claim to know God if you don't know
I'm
pegging.
that tell you I don't know if you talking words.
I don't know. I don't know how
You
you could
mean
know
pagan
God
or
on like a
pagan?
spiritual, metaphysical level if you don't know what pegging is.
Well, I don't know what pagan you're talking about. Spell it. Let me hear this so I know.
Well,
which
it
one.
sounds like you have a lot farther to
Spell
go if
your
you want to
pagan, man.
actually
Hey,
discover
since you like
the
to
depth
teach, I'm
of
asking you a
God's
question.
creation.
Spell your pagan. Which pagan you talk about? Spell it.
Do you know what a strap-on is? Are you familiar?
Yeah, I knew it. That's what you is, a demon, man. That's why you're talking about homosexual activities.
Whoa. There's nothing homosexual about pegging. In fact,
Pagan,
quite the
scrap on.
opposite.
Come on, man.
In many
I see
cases,
your
it's
demon on
indeed
you,
quite
brother.
straight.
Hey, you lost, man. You spiritually dead. That's what I keep telling you.
Yeah,
You
but I just want to know. I just want to know.
yes, you dead. You
I just want to
dead.
know. Does God allow pegging in heaven, or is that more of like a no-go?
You say you a Christian and now you not, so you should know the answer to that.
Yeah,
No,
well,
we
yeah.
don't.
So I would assume yes, but I'm like not super knowledgeable. So I mean, like pegging is like obviously good, but I think God would allow it, but I'm not sure because some Christians seem to think that He
I can't believe you
wouldn't.
allow the demons to use you like that. That's what's surprising to me.
So it's not the demons who are using you in pegging.
Hey, I'm surprised you letting a demon use you to speak all this. I ain't gonna even call it blasphemy because you really lost, man. And even when you call yourself a Christian, you wasn't under the right teacher because you ain't been taught nothing, man. Because I know one thing, God's word don't return void. So I know that about the word, man. And you talking about a Christian, I don't go under titles. I go under relationship.
What's an easier contradiction that would be on your level? Okay, so in the Bible, God commands the slaughtering of the Amalekites. Do you think the slaughtering of the Amalekites is good? Do you think killing kids is good?
Hey, I know everything God does ain't good. It's perfect. So this is what you got to understand. You don't know how many.
So
God,
do you think slaughtering the Amalekite children was perfect?
I just told you everything He does is
Yeah.
perfect.
So would you mind saying the sentence, "The slaughtering of the Amalekite kids was perfect"?
I'm not gonna repeat nothing. No demon.
Yeah, wait, but that's what you believe,
Jesus
right?
is Lord.
Yeah, wait.
Well,
Okay,
why
right.
you won't
So
ask me to? Is
let's do
Jesus
it.
Lord?
Let's do it like this. So if God does something, then that thing is perfect. God commanded the slaughtering of the Amalekites, therefore the slaughtering of the Amalekites was perfect.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Wait,
man.
do you agree or disagree with that?
I'm not.
Wait, do you agree or disagree with that?
You not answering none of my
Do you
questions,
agree or
man.
disagree with that?
I didn't hear what you asked.
Yeah. So okay, I'll go through an argument with you. So if God commands something, then it's perfect. God commanded the slaughtering of the Amalekite children, therefore the slaughtering of the Amalekite children was perfect. Do you agree or disagree?
It was perfect.
Yeah, so you think that the slaughtering of children is perfect?
was
You think genociding kids
It
is
was
perfect? Gotcha. So you think the genociding of children is
I
perfect?
just answered you how many times you want me to answer.
All right. Well, that's like pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah, I know it because you.
Yep. Yeah. No. Unfortunately, I'm only interested in debating people who have like baseline levels of morality. But if you're enjoying the debate so far, make sure you keep on double tapping on that screen, sharing it with your friends. Let's get all the way up to 50K likes. You can just double tap it as many times as you want. If you want to join the community and go play bingo, there's a link to the Discord in my bio. And if you're in that guest request box, make sure that you're 18 or older, you believe in God, and that you have like real arguments and good audio. But drop a follow if you never want to miss a stream in the future. If you want to support the stream, Venmo's allegedly-Ian. The Cash App is just allegedly Ian. I appreciate any and all support. Thank you all so much. Brooklyn, what's up? How's it going?
Hey, I was just strolling and I caught a glimpse of your live. That was a rather interesting dialogue you had with the prior guest. Just want to say I found that verse rather interesting that you just quoted, the Amalekite verse.
Yeah. I find it interesting too.
The reason why I found it interesting is because that's the same verse that Netanyahu used to explain the genocide of Palestinians in Gaza right now, of which I am. So I think it's rather interesting. Here's where I'm going with this. I noticed your background said God isn't real. And on that premise, would you say that tying the two, Israel claiming a right to exist based on God giving them land, is no longer a valid claim?
Wait, do you think I support Israel?
Oh no, I'm just saying. I'm asking.
No, I think. I support one state Palestine.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's super dope, man. I didn't know that about you. Like I said, I just discovered you and followed you prior to coming up here, and I think that's really amazing. But I found it interesting that you used that verse, and that's what kind of got me up there to ask that question, because oftentimes as a Palestinian, one of the things that is constantly used against us from the Christian side, ironically, because they don't know that there's Christian Palestinians, is God gave them the land, which automatically is using this idea of God in a Western lens to usurp the Middle Eastern lens of God. So I actually find it interesting from the Christian perspective, how one group of Christians uses the same God and same scripture to usurp Christians in Palestine with the same God and same scripture. So then I have a question that I'd like to hear from your guests when they do dialogue is, which God is better, the Christian God of the West or the Christian God of the East?
I'm not really sure what that question means, but I mean, for me, I don't know, like the support for Palestine comes from like reasons that are just entirely disconnected from religion. I just think that ethnic cleansing is bad.
I agree, man. Hey, I'm going to keep listening in. I don't want to take away from everything because I have a different view of God, but I do appreciate it. Do you want to hear anything from the Muslim perspective, or are you kind of familiar with Muslim perspective?
I'm pretty familiar with the Muslim perspective.
Then that's it, man. I appreciate your support, and I'm just be listening in, and I respect your position.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, as always, like free Palestine. Yeah, I appreciate you coming on up here.
Thanks, Ian.
Yep. All right. Yeah, let's get a W guest going in the comment section. But keep on double tapping on that screen. Share it with your friends. If you're enjoying the debate so far, make sure you're dropping a follow, doing all that good stuff. Yeah, if you want to support the stream, Venmo's allegedly-Ian. Cash App is just allegedly Ian. I appreciate any and all support. Thank you all so much.
Ian. Cash App is just allegedly Ian. I appreciate any and all support.
That's a rocky one. Sorry, Echo's atrocious. Can't do it. Yeah, let's get all the way up to 60K likes. Y'all are great. Y'all are amazing. Hey, what's up, Robbie? How's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, how old are you?
47.
Yep. What's your strongest argument for the existence of God that does not involve personal experience?
I'll tell you that, but first I want to say I'm guessing that you're not even 30 years old, right?
Yeah, I'm like 23, yeah.
I don't even think you've lived enough to know if God is real, in my opinion.
I've lived enough to know that logic is true, and I also have reasons why God is illogical. So for me, that's sufficient to conclude that God is like certainly not real.
Well, I think my mother was on her deathbed. Okay, she was in the hospital.
I don't want personal experience. I don't want personal anecdotes. I just want like arguments.
You asked how I would say God is real. I was going to
Yeah, that does not involve personal experience.
So you just want to debate the Bible? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I just want like history or philosophy or like science. What I don't want is like a trauma dump about your mom on her deathbed.
Okay, well, here's the thing, because I'm going to be the first to admit this. Just because I don't know the Bible inside and out and I don't choose a certain religion doesn't mean that there's not a higher power out there. I might not know how it all works. I might not know how to quote the Bible. I might not know how to beat you religiously on what you know about the Bible even. But what I do know is I've experienced some real crap in my 47 years that is hard to be explained. I mean, we're a ball floating out in the middle of nowhere. And you can call it science all you want to, but I don't think there's a higher power. Maybe I can't explain that higher power. Maybe it ain't even the God that everybody thinks it is. But what I can tell you is there's something real out there. And I can't prove it by beating you on the Bible or beating you on the verses. So
I mean, you probably could, right? I mean, if you had like a strong enough argument, then I'd become a Christian tomorrow. The problem is there's just no good arguments for the position.
Well, it's in your heart. I mean, I'm not going to be able to convince you to do nothing. Once you live life a little bit longer, I think, maybe you'll change in the future. Maybe you'll see some of the miracles and stuff that I seen with my mother. Maybe you'll see some of the stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll experience some pain and heartache. Maybe you'll live through it. Maybe you won't.
Yeah, so the problem is that there's like religious experiences and there's also anti-religious experiences. There's like experiences where it just feels like God is real, but then there's also experiences where it feels like the exact opposite, as if God isn't real. Hippo, thank you so much for the cap, which means that I can't really determine, or in fact, I'm like inclined to believe that God like definitely isn't real. For example, the existence of like horrific, gratuitous, irredeemable evils is very strong evidence that God doesn't exist, because these are evils specifically that could never be justified. Their existence could never happen in any possible world in which God exists. There's no higher purpose to them. Free will doesn't justify them. It's literally just fucking evil.
Maybe we don't know. Maybe for example, if somebody came up to you with a knife and you had to defend yourself and you had to take that guy's life, whether you meant to do it or not. There comes a time where maybe even God had no choice. But if he's an all-knowing and all-powerful God, maybe he has an evil side. That's what I'm telling you. Maybe I don't know all the gist of it, but what I can tell you is I've been on the bottom of the world in my 47 years. I've been on the top. I've been homeless. I've lost everything I love. Now I own 2 houses. That's all the way paid for.
But I don't really want like the personal experiences. Do you have an argument, or should I move on to the next guest?
Nope. All I would do is encourage you to keep an open mind.
All right. Well, appreciate you coming on up here. Hey, if you're in that guest request box, make sure you have an argument. If you don't have an argument, probably not going to talk to you for very long. But keep on double tapping on that screen, sharing it with your friends, doing all that good stuff. Make sure you're dropping a follow if you're enjoying the debates. Never want to miss a debate in the future. If you want to go play bingo, there's a link to the Discord in my bio. I would love to see you there. It's also discord.com/allegedlyian. Lauren, you need to be on the TikTok app for me to hear you. If you're not on the app, I can't hear you. Froppy, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Hey, what's up, Lauren? Oop. Hello? Okay. Damn, that's so sad. Keep on double tapping on that screen, though. Let's get all the way up to 75k likes. We made it to 60k likes. Proud of all of you. But just keep on double tapping on that screen. Hey, how old are you? You don't sound of age. You got to be 18 or older in order to request to join. If you're not 18 or older, don't request to join. It really is just that simple. But keep on double tapping on that screen. Let's get this even higher out to as many people as we possibly can. If you want to join the community, feel free to subscribe. We have like cool emotes. I just dropped a new set of emotes as well. It's a lot of fun if you want like the hot to go emote, or like the super hell emote, or some that I just added. Hey, what's up, Camden? Are you there? How old are you? Camden. Hey, Ethan, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Camden, if you're off the app, I can't hear you. Hey, what's up? How old are you?
18.
What year were you born?
2006.
Yeah, okay. So what's your strongest argument for the existence of God that does not involve personal experience? Ethan, thank you. Appreciate that.
Hey, listen, I'm going to be honest. I don't got a strong argument. I just wanted to say Jesus loves you and he's coming back.
Okay, so I don't know. I guess can I ask you some questions about your religion?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if God's all loving, why would he command for like the genocide of the Canaanites?
Huh?
If God's all loving, why would he call for the genocide of the Canaanites?
You're saying some pretty big words. I don't know what that means, bro.
Have you read the Bible?
Not that much, but I believe in God, and I know I don't feel like I need to read a book to prove my.
Do you know who the Canaanites are?
No.
Okay, wait. Let's do the Amalekites because the verse is easier. Are you familiar with the Amalekites?
No, but anyways, I just wanted to say.
Wait. Let's do. So there's a verse. It's like 1 Samuel 15:3. It's God commanding the Israelites to go and take the lives of the Amalekite men, women, children, and infants. Why would God command the Israelites to take the lives of children and infants?
I'm not trying to argue. I'm just trying to tell you God loves you and he's coming.
Oh, well, it seems okay. Do you have like an argument, or should I move on to somebody who does?
You can move on to somebody who does.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm just not really sure why you're wasting my time like this. But keep on double tapping on that screen. If you're in that guest request box, make sure that you have an argument. If you don't have an argument, I'm not too interested. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Chase, are you there?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you
are you
hear
driving?
me?
Yep. You driving? Okay, connection's bad. KK, thank you so much for the heart. I appreciate it. Damn, we're not getting any good guests today. Sorry, the debates have been rocky. Hey, what's up? How's it going, Ocean? Hello, Ocean, are you there? Damn. It's like a rough one out here. We're having a rough time. A rough go at it, if you will. Make sure you keep on double tapping on that screen, though. Sharing it with your friends. If you want to support the stream, Venmo's allegedly-Ian. The Cash App is just allegedly Ian. Both of them are in my bio. I appreciate any and all support. You are all so kind. Yeah. God is not sending his best warriors, indeed. Mr. Audi, how's it going? How old are you? I accept your surrender, Mr. Audi. Folded like a chair. Scrambled like an omelet. Dunked like an Oreo. Cooked like a soup. I accept your surrender. Hey, what's up? How's it going?
What's up, man?
Yeah, how old are you?
29.
Okay. What's your strongest argument for the existence of God that does not involve personal experience?
Hey, hold on. Say that again.
What's your strongest argument for a God that does not involve personal experience?
Man, for God or okay, yeah. So for God, I don't know. I feel like just being alive and being here.
Okay, so do you think that God created life?
Yeah.
Okay, so if God created life, do you think God was the one who designed us?
Yep.
Okay, so why would God design us such that it's anatomically possible to grape each other?
To grape each other? What's that mean?
Yeah, it's like a cover word for a word because you got to censor yourself on TikTok. Otherwise, the algorithm gets unhappy. It starts wagging its finger at you. So grape is just a stand-in for a different word that sounds pretty similar.
Okay.
Why would God make it anatomically possible for us to grape each other?
Man. I mean, I know what it says, but I don't feel like I agree with what it says.
Then maybe that's a good reason to reflect on the things that you believe.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I guess to see if we're gonna have the free will to do it and use the free will.
Okay, yeah, but there's evil things that we can't do anatomically. I can't blow somebody else up with my mind. So why would God give me But despite the fact that I can't blow somebody up with my mind, I still have free will in your view. So presumably I would also have free will even if it wasn't anatomically possible for me to grape another person. Additionally, there's some people who are born without the parts necessary for that act. Those people probably, in your view, still have free will despite the fact that they're not able to grape anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, so clearly it's not about free will. You can have free will even if you don't have the ability to grape each other. So I would just ask you again, why did God give us the anatomical ability to grape each other when he easily could have just not done that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, why did he give us a lot of things? There's a lot of stuff that we got that we shouldn't have.
Yeah, so it sounds like God is not real.
Yep, you're right.
All right, well, appreciate you coming on up here.
Thanks.
W concession. Keep on double tapping on that screen. Share it with your friends. Let's get all the way up to 100K likes. Hey, what's up, Vanilla? How's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing well. How old are you?
Good. Well, I don't really want to debate, but I do want to tell you that God does love you and everyone else. I do respect your beliefs. I don't know everything. I could tell you that right now. And I can't kind of say God is real without the experience. So that's kind of hard for me to do.
Yeah. So if you're not here to debate and you can't, if you're not going to be able to answer the question that I have for you, I'm not really sure what you're doing up here. Do you have an argument that doesn't involve personal experience? I mean, I've been told this by 1,000 guests. I'm already aware.
Okay. Well, I just want to know that you are loved and that,
yeah, only request to join if you have an argument that does not involve personal experience. If you don't, probably not interested. Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Hello. What's up, bro? I was here yesterday, man. What's your name?
My name's Ian. So what's your
Ian, bro?
what's your strongest argument for the existence of God that does not involve personal experience?
Okay, yeah, I was just saying, I was here yesterday, Mr. Ian. I love you, brother, and I'm praying for you. And I believe hopefully soon you're going to change and say, I'm now a believer. I'm following Christ. And I'm here to help the next man win. So
Wait,
I love you,
okay,
brother.
but the question is, what's your strongest argument for the existence of God that does not involve personal experience? Or are you just wasting my time?
I just pray that seed was sown. I love you, brother, and I'm praying for you. All right?
Okay, yeah. I mean, same as what 3 guests have already said, but yeah, maybe you'll be the one. Who knows? Yeah, keep on coming up here and hey, what's up, Bobby? How's it going?
It's all right.
Yeah, how old are you? Bobby, how old are you?
Yeah. 35.
Okay. What's your strongest argument for the existence of God that does not involve personal experience?
Here, let me ask you some questions.
Sure, I just asked you a question, but that's fine. Yeah, go for it.
No. So I'm going to make a point. Okay?
Yeah, go for it.
You've reached 29 years old. Now, you've experienced some trauma in your life, haven't you?
I'm 23. And yeah, I mean, I guess, but I was an atheist before I experienced the trauma.
Okay. So, here, let me pull up a couple of bits of information for you.
Wait. I just want the argument. I don't really want the...
No, this is the argument.
Yeah. So are you pulling up your dialogue tree, or what's going on here?
Oh, no, I just didn't have my...
Chrissy, thank you so much.
I just didn't have my tablet open.
Yeah, you got to pull the document up that they share around with the other Christians or whatever. I'm curious what argument it is.
Nothing to do with that. Okay. Do you know anything about recovery?
I'm not really interested in personal experience.
This isn't a personal experience. Don't be foolish.
Or personal anecdotes. I want data. I don't want anecdotes. I don't want to hear about the time somebody recovered from addiction or from a traumatic event or something like that. I don't really want that. What I do want is a philosophical argument or a historical evidence or scientific evidence for the existence of God. I don't really want this.
Okay. Oh no, see, I'm giving you a valid argument.
Okay, yeah, what are the premises of this valid argument?
Do you know what recovery is?
In what context?
Okay, so people have experienced drug addiction.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you should
people
censor
have
yourself,
experienced
otherwise the
trauma.
algorithm will start wagging its finger at us. Call it like rug
Okay.
addiction or
So
something.
people have gone through a lot of things in the world. Okay.
Yeah, wait, can I just get premise one though? You said it was a
There's,
valid argument. Can I just get premise one?
Premise one: a valid argument is how many people have recovered from really traumatic issues. Let's see
Okay.
here. Now, I went through a lot of trauma myself.
I'm not really interested in personal experiences, as I've said like 3 or 4 times. Let's just like respect each
It's
other's
not the
boundaries.
experience that- It's not my experience.
You literally just mentioned yourself, right? I'm not really interested in like the things that like you've personally been through. I'm interested in like arguments. Hippo, thank you so
Okay.
much for the Panther Paw. That's awesome. W
Now-
Hippo in the comment section. Appreciate that.
In recovery, see, I'm
Alex,
an
thank you so much for the $6.66 on on Cash App. Anybody else wants to support the stream? Venmo's allegedly -Ian. Cash App is just allegedly Ian. I appreciate that, Alex. Thank you so much. W Alex and W666 in the comment section. Do you have like a real argument, or should I move on to the next guest?
So the argument that what you're trying to avoid, because
There's no avoiding. It's just not an argument. You want to like trauma dump. I'm not really interested.
means that you're. So here's your argument. Now, as many people have gone through these 12-step programs, which believe that hated God, who spoke against God. You know, if life's not going all peaches for you, maybe it's a problem with the things that you believe. Okay. Now.
Oh, but life is going fine with me, and I'm an atheist.
Okay, so life's going fine. So you sound like
Yeah, it's going like really well, actually. Yeah. Kathleen, thank you so much for the $6.66 on Cash App. W Kathleen in the comment section.
Now, there's millions of people in recovery from something.
And why does that mean God is real?
So a lot of these people, and I would say a good 75%, did not believe that there was a God.
And why does that mean God is real?
Now, if these 75% of people who actually did the 12 steps and built a relationship with a God of their understanding.
And why does that mean God is real?
Maybe you don't listen. Or maybe
it just sounds like, so what you're describing is a coping mechanism. It's not like a well-thought philosophical position that's like nuanced and arrived at via logic and reasoning and evidence. It's cope. It's something that helps you that makes you feel better about your position in the world. What you're describing is not a view that I'm interested in. What you're describing is, well, it's helpful for some people to believe in God. Good for them. I'm not one of those people. I don't need God to like live a good life. I'm not addicted to anything. I'm like totally fine without God. Wreck it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Why are you so sad? Why are you craving so much attention?
Why am I so what? You're getting like psychoanalytical now. Just engage with the argument. Let's not be a meta commentary Mary. Let's just be like a debating Daniel.
Okay. Here's the debate. How many things have you been through that you experienced that, you can't explain how you survived?
None. Not a single one. Matt, thank you so much for the $6.66. I'm happy to heal your religious trauma. Let's get a W, Matt, in the comment section. I appreciate the heck out of that. Wait, okay, that's fine. I'll ask you a question. If God's all good, why do we have earthquakes?
Earthquakes? Really?
Yeah.
You don't think
Rachel, thanks so much for the $6.66. Huge W, Rachel. Huge W666. I appreciate the heck out of that, Rachel. Thank you so much.
Earthquakes? That's just natural phenomena.
Yeah, but who made nature?
Of course, him.
Yeah, and who decided that nature would have earthquakes?
Of course, him.
Yeah, so why would God decide on earthquakes?
There's a valid reason for that.
Yeah, what's the valid reason?
Nature itself can actually thin out the herd.
So you think that the earthquakes taking the lives of people is good?
It's not a bad thing. It's neither.
Yeah. So you think that when an earthquake happens, when it takes the lives of like tons and tons of people, you think that earthquake isn't a bad thing?
You put some numbers on that?
Yeah. So an earthquake takes 60,000. Kane, thank you so much for the swan. W Kane in the comment section. Earthquakes take the lives of 60,000 people a year. The largest earthquake, the deadliest earthquake, happened in 2004 in Indonesia. It took the lives of 224,000 people. So do you think that this earthquake that took the lives of 224,000 people, do you think that earthquake wasn't bad?
So I didn't say it wasn't bad.
Well, you did. Yeah, you said explicitly, bar for bar, a direct quote from you. Well, earthquakes aren't bad.
They aren't bad. They aren't good either.
Yeah. So do you think that the earthquake, because I have no problem saying that, like, if God was responsible for this earthquake that took the lives of 224,000 people, then God's a sick fuck, because that's crazy evil.
Dude, everything happens. Like, death is just something inevitable. You can step outside and die tomorrow.
Okay, cool. Wait, so if I had a button that caused an earthquake that took the lives of 224,000 people, and I pressed this button, would that be an immoral thing for me to do?
It would be an immoral thing for you to do? I mean, it's not moral or immoral. Death happens.
It's not moral or immoral for me to press a button that causes earthquakes that takes the life of 224,000 people? You think killing 224,000 people isn't immoral?
Hey, dude, you're talking about something that just happens.
Yeah, but God's the cause of it.
You think God's the cause of it?
You said that God is the cause of it. I don't think that, because I don't think God's real. But you said that God's the one who created nature. God chose earthquakes, which means that God is responsible for all the people who are unalived.
Very traumatic experience to have
by earthquakes. What?
You had a traumatic experience that had to do with religion.
I sure didn't, but let's get away from the psychoanalysis and get back to the debate. What actually happened was that somebody gave me an argument that I couldn't respond to, and then my entire religious belief just collapsed. So, no, it wasn't a traumatic experience. It was actually, like, I thought religion was, like, super dubious, and then I was challenged on it, and it was confirmed to be super dubious.
Why is your IQ so low? I mean, if you're going to make an analytical conversation, do it with some intelligence and education.
Did you just ask, why is my IQ so low?
I mean, if you're trying to make an argument against God for natural occurrences. So, earthquake.
Could I?
Yes.
How about, do you want to stream the Mensa IQ test right now for, like, these 2,000 people?
I'd love for you to take it, yes.
Wait. I want to know, like, would you be willing to take, like, one of those online IQ tests right now?
Yeah, I already did.
Yeah, wait, let's, but I want to see you take it. I think everyone wants to see you take it. We don't just want to
stream one of those.
Yeah, just like stream you taking the IQ test. If you want to go around saying that people have, like, low IQs.
No, I mean, if your argument is a natural occurrence, what's the issue there?
Well, yeah, because God's the one who caused it, right? So the reductio here is just that you think that if I caused an earthquake, if me personally, I pressed a button and that caused an earthquake, which took the lives of, like, 224,000 people, you think that killing 224,000 people isn't immoral? That's crazy.
What's the population of Indonesia?
I don't know. We can look it up.
Please do. I mean, you're saying if God caused
275 million.
So if you're blaming God for something, that means you know he's real.
No, it's an internal critique. So we're presupposing the truth of your worldview, then we're finding contradictions within your worldview.
Oh, so we're not talking about the contradiction in yours.
Well, yeah, we're disproving your worldview by finding contradictions in it. The floor was open to you to find contradictions in mine, but you couldn't. All you could do was rely on personal experience.
If your argument is that God has no morality.
Yeah, it's just that, like, God's like a sick fuck, yeah.
Anything about God existing, which is what you're saying right now, then you know he's real.
Oh, so okay, wait. The argument is this. If God existed, then he would be the cause of earthquakes. God cannot be the cause of earthquakes, therefore God cannot exist. That's the argument.
Okay, so did you look up the population of Indonesia?
Yeah, I just said it. It's currently 275 million.
Okay, so you know God. You don't think God would have put things in place in case of overpopulation?
No, in fact, nature actually sorts itself out for overpopulation. It's like a field of mathematics called differential equations. which deals with things like carrying capacities. There's a certain carrying capacity, and you just can't go over the carrying capacity. Otherwise, like nature will just sort itself out via people who are like exceeding the carrying capacity. Like a certain number of them will just be called out due to lack of resources.
Okay, so
there's no need for earthquakes. There's no need for God to come in and take the lives of innocent people. Because what actually can happen is just that people will, like the population of different places will sort themselves out on their own.
Okay. So you're not saying you're trying to argue against there being a certain things in place to keep overpopulation from happening.
No, well, I'm saying that that's not the case. That's not why they exist.
Okay.
That overpopulation is the thing that sorts itself out on its own. We don't need earthquakes to solve overpopulation.
So hunger in the world.
Well, yeah, but hunger in the world isn't going to be solved. I don't think that the solution. Thank you so much, so much, Kat, for the flower crown. I appreciate that. I don't think the solution to hunger in the world is to take the lives of 224,000 innocent people.
Okay, so 224,000 out of how many million?
Yeah, out of 275 million. If the argument is just that this is like 0.1% of Indonesia's entire population, that's like super cruel, and that also means that you would be fine with slaughtering like 0.1% of America's overall population. That if we took the lives of how many people live in America? America population 333 million people. So if like 300,000 people died tomorrow in America, or if somebody like took the lives of 300,000 people, we'd probably think, wow, that's like super messed up. That's crazy evil. That shouldn't have happened. That's like really, really evil. But it seems like you would probably disagree with that, wouldn't you?
I mean, it's kind of a thing that you really can't argue, what's right and wrong by your standard.
We're using your standard. Intuitively, you should think that earthquakes are bad.
I mean, intuitively speaking, earthquakes should just exist.
Well, yeah, but God's the one who caused them to exist, so you're locked into the argument that earthquakes are good. If God does something, is it... Wait. If God does something, is it good?
I mean, whatever God decides is a necessary thing.
Victor, thanks so much for the $3.33 on Venmo. W Victor in the comment section.
If God says it...
Yeah, but if God does it, is it good?
Whether or not you see it.
If God does it, is it good?
Okay, yeah, at all times.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so if God does something, it's good. God does earthquakes. What do we know about earthquakes?
Earthquakes aren't bad or good. They're just...
Oh, okay, that's fine. Wait, so do you reject either of these premises, that if God does something, it's good, or that God does earthquakes?
No, I reject that argument.
You reject that God does earthquakes?
He doesn't cause them. He just put them in place.
Oh, he doesn't cause them. He just caused them to exist.
Yeah.
So God didn't cause them. He just caused them to exist.
Okay, so here, let me...
So God caused them.
Let me speak on your argument a little bit. Let me speak on your argument.
Yeah, wait, yeah. Pivot away.
Look, your argument, as far as it goes, is trying to say that an earthquake is a bad thing, right?
Yeah, sure. Well, if somebody caused the earthquake, then it would be bad. Yeah, correct.
Okay, so so that's the halfway argument that you got.
Yeah. So the argument is, if somebody caused it, it would be the person did an immoral thing. Brittany, thank you so much for the "You're Amazing." W. Brittany. Sam, thank you so much for the $6.66 for "Tell Bobby You Don't Need God for Recovery." W. Sam in the comment section. W666. I appreciate that, Sam.
If you want to recover and learn how to forgive people, you kind of do.
Oh, well, that's fine, because it seems like people would just disagree with you, right? Like there's probably people who have recovered who don't need God for that.
No, I mean, people really are going to make an argument against that. Now, there's, people who never learn how to really forgive, and they're always stuck in their character defects, and those are one of those people.
Yeah, that's like totally fine. Wait, so what's your what was the pivot away? What are we pivoting to? Oh, wait, just that so in my view, in my worldview, I think that earthquakes are a tragedy, but because nobody caused earthquakes, nobody is responsible for earthquakes. I don't think that anybody did anything immoral. Thank you so much for the subscription. Welcome to the community. I appreciate the heck out of that. Because nobody caused earthquakes. Nobody is responsible for them. I don't think that anybody did anything immoral in the case of earthquakes, but if God exists, then God is morally responsible for earthquakes, meaning I do think in your worldview, earthquakes are evil.
No, earthquakes aren't evil.
But I'm saying that so what's the critique?
So look, the 1% of that population dies, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's more resources to keep the other 99%.
So could you give me would it be wrong to kill 1% of America's population?
I mean, I'm literally, you know how much of the population dies?
That's a yes or no question. Do you think it's wrong to take the lives of 1% of America's population?
I mean, that's what the government's trying to do now.
Wait, it's a yes or no question. Do you think that it would be wrong to take the lives of 1% of America's population?
I mean, 1% of the population dies on a daily basis.
It's first of all, that's not true. But second of all, it's a yes or no question. Clip saying, thank you so much for the hand heart. I appreciate it.
Would it be wrong or right?
I'm just asking you, yes or no. Would it be wrong? So it would not be wrong or right to take the lives of. So you would not say that it's wrong if I went out and took the lives of 1% of America's population.
Well, I mean that you're a human being and that you don't know what, for what people need to die and what don't. So, your argument is that if you did it, yeah, that would be wrong.
Gotcha. So it's wrong to take the lives of 1% of a population, which means that it's going to be wrong when God takes the lives of 1% of a population.
God's not wrong for making it to where people can actually survive more in that area.
Yeah, and then I wouldn't be wrong for making it such that people can survive more.
You're going to be punished because you're human.
Oh, yeah, but then God, so if it's immoral when I do it, then it's also immoral when God does it. It's just that simple. If we do identical actions. So if God always does the perfect thing, then when I do it, it's also the perfect thing.
No, because you're not God.
Well, wait, no, because God always does the perfect thing, so it must be the same.
No, it's not.
Do you think perfection is relative?
Perfection to a human is only.
No, do you think perfection is relative?
Perfection, if you really want to put some perspective on it, perfection is truly relative to, one thing. Are you divine or are you human?
Gotcha. So you think that perfection is relative?
Perfection is relative to this, situation and position in life.
Okay, perfect. So you think perfection is relative. That's going to be a direct contradiction with God. So does God believe himself to be perfect?
Does God believe himself to be perfect? We believe him to be perfect in his divine decisions.
Does God believe himself to be perfect? That's the question.
God knows he is. There's a difference between believing and knowing something.
Oh, well, yeah, but no, in order to know something, you must believe something, i.e., oh, wait, it says that you...
Oh, so you're debating against religion and it actually put, perspective on it. Now,
oh no, because it just flagged you, but that's fine. We'll keep you up. Brooke, thank you so much for the $3.33 on Cash App. I appreciate that. W Brooke in the comment section.
Argue against God. You're trying to argue against God.
Correct. Yeah, that's the point of the live. Yeah, correct. Okay. Are you just realizing that now?
No. I've seen this. I've looked at it. Now, if you think that God is wrong, wouldn't that, be a human thing to do?
No, because I think morals are objective.
Morals are objective.
Yeah.
What do you mean relative?
No, I mean objective. I think morals are objective.
So
no, it wouldn't be a human thing to do. It would be a true thing to believe.
Okay. So you want to think that God is wrong in his decisions and the way that he decides things, yes?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yep. Correct. Okay. Yeah. If God takes the lives of 0.1% of the population of Indonesia, then that's a pretty sick thing to do. Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. Of people die every day.
Way less than that. That's for sure.
Okay, and let's throw this out here. Thank you. Consuming substances in life can harm your health. I appreciate that. So that's not actually a substance, that's a vapor, but I appreciate it. Now, there's a reason that so many people argue against.
Oh wait, if it's gonna put the flag, I'm probably just gonna drop you. Damn, I need that to go away. God, look at that, killing my algorithm. I should have just dropped him the first time when the flag came up. That's fine. Damn, do I hit a reset? Shit. Whatever. Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna hit a reset. I'll see y'all in just a second. God, that does not involve personal experience.
I'm just here. I agree, but I just wanted to respond to that question that you had, where, as in, like, how earthquakes are formed, it's like tectonics.
Yeah. No, I'm aware of that. Yeah. No, I know that, but Christians are like locked into saying that it's like God who did it, unfortunately. But hey, what's up, Renee? How's it going?
Yo, I had a quick question. You had a debate with this one guy, and you were talking about bodily autonomy. Where can I find that argument?
The anatomy argument.
Yeah.
It's actually I created it myself. It actually came to me in a dream, weirdly enough. I just like imagined being told about like an anatomy of an animal, where they were only able to like reproduce if like both parties consented to it. And then I just like woke up and thought like, well, why don't humans do that too? Like that would be pretty cool. So unfortunately, it's just like a me argument. Sorry.
You're good. What are the premises?
So the premise one is that I think the version that I'm running right now is that if God exists, then everything that God does is good. God designed our anatomy, therefore God's design of our anatomy is like, not just good, but like the most good. God designed our anatomy, therefore his design of our anatomy is the most good. If God's design of our anatomy is the most good, then there's no design of our anatomy that is more good. But there is a design of our anatomy that is more good. Therefore, God doesn't exist, because if he did, he would have given us the most good anatomy, and he didn't do that, which means that he's not real.
And then if you had somebody that was like, whoa, what do you know what most good is? Like, how do you know that there's something better than what we have now?
Yeah, you can just like describe an anatomy in which like grape is anatomically impossible. A really good line of thought is like, why did God give us the ability to anatomically grape each other, but he didn't give us the ability anatomically to like blow each other up with our minds?
Okay.
Why did he give us the anatomy to do one evil but not a different one? Okay. Most Christians don't have an answer for like what makes these things different.
Okay, cool. That was my question. Appreciate it.
Yep. Yeah, appreciate you coming on up here. It's a great question. But keep on double tapping on that screen, sharing it with your friends, doing all that good stuff. Make sure you're dropping a follow as well.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up? You gotta go take care of your kid or something.
I'm trying to do that.
Yeah, do you want to go do that?
I'll come up later.
Yeah, sounds good. But keep on double tapping on that screen, sharing it with your friends. What's up, Infamous?
Hello.
How old are you?
I am 34.
Okay. What's your strongest argument for the existence of God that does not involve personal experience?
You're making me over here doubt myself. I grew up, you ever heard of Jehovah's Witnesses? I grew up that.
Yeah, I have.
For many years, okay?
Mm-hmm. Do you have an argument for why God is real, or do you think I should move on to somebody else?
I mean, I think God is real, but I think that we have a misconception of what God is.
What do you think God is?
I think that it is like just this, I don't know, people talk about karma, people talk about energies and all this stuff. It's kind of hard for me to argue against that. I mean, do you believe in any of that?
No, I mean, I believe in like energy in like a physics sense, but I don't believe in I just don't really know what any of that means. I mean, I think that with karma, you're kind of locked into like reincarnation. Otherwise, there's just like some scenarios where karma is like clearly not dealt out. And if you're locked into reincarnation, then you also probably can't come up with a reason why like taking other people's lives is bad.
Well, I mean, for example, when I see cases of women that kill their kids, I'm there asking myself, like, why the fuck was that person even able to reproduce? You know, like you're arguing, if God is real, then in a way, God, who is powerful, should not let those type of people reproduce.
Yeah, that's like definitely true. Yeah. I don't know. Wait, think about this. Okay, so if you knew that your kid was gonna like grow up to be like Adolf Schmittler, you would probably just not have the kid, right?
Yeah.
Like so it just makes you wonder, like, okay, why then would God create Adolf Schmittler, knowing that he would grow up to do all the things that he did? I just don't think that God is compatible, like an all-good, all-knowing God is compatible with the existence of such like horrendous suffering.
That's true. That's true, because I've said that before. You know, for example, I don't know if I used to read the Bible a lot. There's a lot of arguments about the Bible, right? We all know that.
Yeah.
There's a verse, or there's a story about a man that literally burned his wife and kids. Very ancient story that this guy like sacrificed. He was like some sort of king or something. I don't know. And he forgave him. Like, he killed his wife and his two kids. He burned them to some sort of he made a sacrifice to another, like a, what do you call it? A statue. And then like God forgave him for that. So a lot of people use that verse and say, oh, you know, well, God forgives murderers and God forgives all types of, I don't know. But I personally, as a human being, I don't think I would be able to forgive a pedophile.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, me neither.
That rapes, like, that's, you know, that's what he's done his whole life. I honestly don't think that those people are capable of change.
I don't know. I think I probably largely agree with that. But yeah, I don't know. But by God's logic, if you just repent, then he'll forgive you and you'll get to go to heaven. That's crazy. Yeah.
Oh man. Well,
thank you so much. Do you have anything else, or should I?
I'm giving you a follow.
Hey, I appreciate that.
I'll be listening.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that for sure. Thank you so much for coming on up here. Yeah, let's get a W guest in the comment section. Make sure you're double tapping on that screen, sharing it with your friends. Make sure you're dropping a follow as well if you never want to miss a single debate in the future. What's up? How's it going?
Good. How are you, bro?
Doing well. How old are you?
I am 20.
Okay. So what's your strongest argument for the existence of God that does not involve personal experience?
Okay, so the order and design of the universe itself points to an intelligent mind.
In what way?
So the way...
Are you driving?
No, I'm currently at work walking. Sorry.
Gotcha, you're chilling.
Yeah. So you know how gravity isn't 0.1 higher or 0.2 lower? Like, the science claims that if gravity was 0.1 higher or 0.2 or 0.1 lower, this realm and this reality in itself would not exist. So what is keeping the constants from changing?
Yeah, that's not true. So, gravity is different just based on the fact of like how much mass something has. This means that if there was like even one more atom at the core of the Earth, gravity would be slightly higher. But of course, that doesn't mean that we wouldn't exist. Gravity could definitely be slightly higher, and we would still continue to exist. It couldn't be like too much higher or like too much lower. And like at that point, we probably wouldn't continue to exist. But because like there is like a pretty wide range of what gravity could be, such that humans would continue to exist. There's also just no evidence for this claim. Literally no evidence that if gravity were way higher, or not way higher, but if gravity were like a bit higher or a bit lower, that humans wouldn't exist. There's just no evidence for that claim.
You could refer to Newton's laws. I mean, I believe he has a letter who said it and put it out there himself.
Gravity isn't one of Newton's laws.
But it is a constant, right? Something that he came
it's like an equation.
Something that's constantly happening and affecting us. So if it were to be 0.1 higher or 0.2 lower,
do you have a source saying as much? Because I've looked into this claim before and it just seems like it's made up.
No, it's not.
Yeah, so can I get a source for this?
Of course. So if you go on Google.
Yeah, I've already looked this up on Google. Yeah, what do you want? Which one?
Hold on, let me go off the app real quick.
Yep.
So I can find it for you.
Yep, go for it. But keep on double tapping on that screen, sharing it with your friends, doing all that good stuff. Let's get this in front of as many people as we can while we wait for the guest. If you want to go play bingo right now in the Discord is discord.com/allegedlyian, link in bio. You can also type it into the Discord app. I'd love to see you there. You just go into the server, do $God, and you'll get a bingo sheet to play Theist Bingo. It's a lot of fun. The community is great. We have community night every Saturday.
Google and look up who discovered gravity.
Yeah, it's Isaac. Well, it's not. I mean,
Newton, right?
discovered gravity is weird because like gravity's always existed. But if you're talking about Isaac Newton, that's fine. I just want to know what's the argument that if gravity was higher, that we wouldn't exist. Like, what's the source for that?
Isaac Newton.
Yeah. So did Isaac Newton say that if gravity was higher, we wouldn't exist?
Yes, you can look that up. It's
yeah. So.
The government must follow certain rules that were set in the Bible. So they must.
Wait. Let's not pivot away.
Okay. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. Seems like there was. This isn't true. Can you give me a source that he said this? Because when I look this up, nothing comes up.
Are you
like the
just
first
looking
result
at
is
the
Quora,
first
second result is Reddit.
Keep looking. It's there. You gotta.
Yeah, it's not there. Can you give me a source that says that it's there?
Okay, hold on. Let me look up. I'm gonna go off the app once again.
Yeah. Yeah, go for it. I also do think that it, like, even if he did say it, it's irrelevant because he didn't actually know the fullness of like gravity. That he didn't. He wasn't like an experimental physicist. What time did Isaac Newton live? Is also a good question. I don't think that Isaac Newton was in a position to know what differences in the laws of gravity would do to the development of humans. Newton must be mentioned like somewhere here. Yeah, he lived in like the 1700s. No, Newton definitely wasn't in a position to know whether gravity would affect us in this way. But make sure you drop a follow if you're enjoying the debate so far as we wait for the guest to return. If you want to support the stream, Venmo's allegedly-Ian. The Cash App is just allegedly Ian. Both are in my bio. I appreciate any and all support. It allows me to go live longer every single day. So make sure you're joining the stream as well. Or not, joining the Discord. Dropping a follow if you enjoyed the debates. You never want to miss a debate in the future. While we wait for the guest to return, if you want access to all these like cool emotes, there's you can drop a subscription. We recently added new ones. We added the pivoting Perry emote. We added the super hell emote. We added like the 666 emote. We just got some great emotes that just added. But keep on double tap. Let's get all the way up to 50k likes. You can leave as many likes as you want. I mean, you're either going to watch the stream and leave likes. You're going to watch the stream and not leave likes. So you might as well. Guest, are you there? Do you have anything for me? Do you have the source? Yeah, let's get a W Emma for the emotes in the comment section.
Let me just go back to see the name. Give me a second.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. All right, I guess I'll just teach everyone how to go while we wait. So it goes HOTTOGO. You can take me hot to go, and then you do it again. HOTTO.
So if you look up Einstein's genius. Hold on.
Wait, are we talking about Einstein or Newton? What are we doing? Are we doing Einstein or Newton?
Well, Einstein refers to Newton's claims. So you could also refer to this source as a valid source because he uses what Newton said and claim about gravity and what he learned. So let me just
gotcha. Wait. So I just want to point out that you're not setting Newton, you're setting Einstein.
Well, like I said, Newton is referred a lot in this article because Einstein continued where Newton refused to explain about gravity. Einstein was the scientist who actually took the time to learn and do all that when Newton refused to, right? Can you agree?
I don't really think so. No, I don't think that's an accurate description at all. I think that like scientists are limited by the discoveries that are available to them at the time.
It's all online.
That there's like certain discoveries that like fit together like puzzle pieces, and that if you're missing like a large puzzle piece, you can't progress forward with science because there's still certain things that have been like undiscovered or not yet figured out.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's like accurate to say that Einstein or that like Newton like refused to continue his work or something like that.
Well, that's something he literally claimed. So, like, people are like, there's evidence that shows that he said this. You know, it's not just something I'm saying out of my butt.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I guess like so first of all, Einstein's a physicist. I'm not sure why he would be in a position to know about like the development of life forms. Like he doesn't study like cells.
Like the greatest science of all, like the most. Like,
yeah, wait. So if we just want to appeal to authorities, then I can appeal to the fact that like the majority of philosophers and scientists nowadays do not believe in God.
Oh, of course, but people, it's just that the scientists don't know that what they're proving is just God's creation, like, you know.
Well, yeah, but so that means that your argument doesn't work, right? You can't appeal to authority. So either my appeals to authority are valid, and I'd say that my appeals to authority are probably stronger than yours, or appeals to authority aren't valid, in which case you need a new argument. That's the double bind.
All right. Well, I got the source now. If you'd like to look.
Yeah. Well, I mean, wait. But that's like the source actually doesn't matter. I just gave you the double bind.
Bro, what?
Yeah. Because either appeals to authority are valid, in which case my appeals to authority are just going to be better than yours, or appeals to authority are not valid, in which case your source is irrelevant because you need a new argument.
Well, we're not appealing to that, and you're not either. So.
Well, wait, I mean, if you want to appeal to authorities, then I can just appeal to the fact that the majority of philosophers and scientists don't believe in God.
Sorry, I'm still working on the way that I speak. I'm sorry if I may have.
You're chilling. You're doing fine.
Made you interpret that, but. Yeah.
No, you're doing fine.
Okay. So if we go back to you don't want to go back to the source?
Nathan, thanks so much for the $6.66 on Cash App. W Nathan and W666 in the comment section. I appreciate that, Nathan. Yeah. I'm just like saying like the source is like kind of irrelevant.
Well,
that like the claim could be 100% true, and I would still like at this point we would just be appealing to authority.
Not really, because.
Well, you're just saying that because Einstein said it, then it's true.
No, I'm giving you the source of like why he said it too. Like the source explains why he said it.
Yeah, so I don't really want the appeal to authority. What's the argument?
So the argument, what argument would you like?
Yeah, like what's the argument that the source makes?
Well, if you let me give it to you, you can refer to it and look at it.
Wait, I want you to make the argument.
Like I said earlier, I'm still working on the way I speak, so I don't know if I'll speak it right and you'll misinterpret it, and that's the last thing I want. So I'd rather just give you the source and you can look at it yourself.
I mean, I can't really like read through the entire source right now to get the argument.
It'll be just a small, like the first paragraph says the majority.
Sure, yeah, that's fine. We can look at this. What's the source?
Okay. Einstein's genius changed science perception of gravity.
Of gravity. Okay. Space is a declared float of space. Obvious clocks measured it, but I saw a single enemy on which matter. What section am I reading?
It would be the first two paragraphs.
Yeah, I just read the first two paragraphs. Doesn't say anything about life.
Bro, it speaks about the gravity, how we were speaking about earlier.
Yeah, it mentions gravity. It doesn't mention life. The claim that you're trying to prove is that if gravity was stronger, then life would not exist. The first two paragraphs don't say that.
Keep reading if you'd like to read the truth. It's right there, bro. All right there.
Yeah, it sure isn't. Yeah, okay, wait. So let's go through. Jalen, thank you so much for the $6.66 on Cash App. Jalen, W666 in the comment section. If anybody else wants to support the stream, Venmo's allegedly -Ian. The Cash App is just allegedly Ian. I appreciate any and all support. Thank you all so much. So if we go through all the occurrences of life, the first occurrence is at the top of the article, just like the life section. Second is that both in his personal life and in physics problems, not a mention of life not coming into existence. Third mention, but in real life, objects and people move in all sorts of non-uniform ways, not a mention of that type of life. Einstein's life until then had been peripatetic. I don't really know what that means, but that's also not a mention of life in the sense that you're appealing to. Einstein's personal life deteriorated, not a mention of life in the sense that you're referring to. And Leva did not relish the idea of life in Berlin, not the life that you're talking about. Only after Einstein died in 1955 did general relativity come to life, not the type of life you're talking about. And the eighth instance, there is a mutual mapping of the mind and lifestyle of the scientist and the laws of nature, not the life you're talking about. The ninth mention of life is just at the very bottom at like a different article. So nowhere in your article does it mention the type of life that you're appealing to.
You're right. Sorry about that. I think I made a.
Did you have like an actual argument or like an actual source?
Yeah. Here, look this one up.
Make sure this one actually says that if Ferry, thank you so much for the subscription. W Ferry in the comment section. Welcome to the community. I appreciate you being here.
13.7 Einstein's theory of gravity. It's from a university.
Of gravity. And does this mention life?
It mentions how like gravity works and how they're constantly working together.
Yeah. So let's just read this section. According to the theory of general relativity, gravity is the result of distortions of space-time created by mass energy. The principle of equivalence states that both mass and acceleration distort space-time and are indistinguishable in comparable circumstances. Black holes, the result of gravitational collapse, are singularities with an event horizon that is proportional to their mass. Evidence for the existence of black holes is still circumstantial, but the amount of evidence is overwhelming. This doesn't mention life either. The word life doesn't even appear here.
Well, gravity applies to life, so it applies. Like, it's something we need. Or
do you even know what claim you're trying to prove right now?
You're right, bro. My fault. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Should I move on to the next guest?
Sure, but...
Yep, appreciate you coming on up here.
All right, have a good one, sir.
Yep, you as well. Make sure you're double tapping on that screen, sharing it with your friends, doing all that good stuff. Let's get this in front of as many people as we can. Make sure you're dropping a follow so you never miss a single debate in the future. If you want to support the stream, Venmo's allegedly-Ian. The Cash App is just allegedly Ian. I appreciate any and all support. Thank you all so much. What's up? How's it going?
Hi.
Hey, how old are you?
1 second. Let me figure out. How do I turn on my camera?
I'm not sure why you would need to, but probably in the bar at the bottom.
Oh, it says you'll connect using audio only. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Hi.
Yep. So
how are you?
Doing well, but how old are you?
I'm 24.
Okay, so what's your strongest argument for the existence of God that does not involve personal experience?
So, my strongest argument for the actually, 1 second. Let me go to a quiet spot. Or can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly fine.
Okay, cool. I would say my strongest, even though personal experience has been insane, like crazy insane. Because I used to be an atheist. So, yeah, I was not like brainwashed into the church or anything, or raised in the church. So I'll put that
that's fine. But what's your strongest argument that does not involve
my strongest
personal
argument
experience?
is the Bible itself is like a historic book. Like they are letters from actual people. So like saying you don't look to the Bible as a historic book is like saying you won't believe history at all. Because
no.
Yes, because the Bible and the scriptures, they are actual letters from people, recorded documents. They're scrolls.
Some of
like
them.
it's not just some.
Not all of them.
No, all of them. Every book in the Bible was written by a person.
Who wrote Genesis and who was it addressed to?
So not every book we know the author of it, but the authors we do know, there are 40 different authors of the Bible.
Yeah, so
there's 40 different authors.
So there's like some of them are letters. I think like a lot of the ones that Paul wrote are letters. That's fine. A lot of them aren't letters. The vast majority of them aren't letters. Plus, we know that the vast majority of them have things that didn't actually happen. We can take the flood for example. The flood definitely didn't happen. I can just ask you some like basic questions about that. So, if the flood happened, how did the kangaroos get to Australia?
So, okay, really quickly, I want to address something you said. So we talked about letters. So there are some books that are letters. The books of the prophets were written by the prophets. And each
also
prophet
no evidence for that. No evidence for that.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Yeah, so where do they sign their names? Could you point that out?
Also, it's the theologians that have done deep dive study into this. Because here's the thing.
Let's not be a pivoting Perry. Let's just be like a good faith Gary. Where in the prophets does it say that they were written by the prophets? Could you point me out in like Samuel where it says that it was like written by Samuel?
Yeah, let's go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, if you go off the app, I can't, but you're still in the live, so yeah, just like take a second to go find it. And while we're waiting for that, make sure you double tap on that screen. Let's get all the way up to 100K likes. Share it with your friends, drop a follow, do all those good things. If you want to support the stream, Venmo's allegedly-Ian. The Cash App is just allegedly Ian. I appreciate any and all support. Thank you all so much. Make sure you're dropping a follow so you never miss a single debate in the future. If you want to join the community, as many already have, there's a link to the Discord in my bio. Nothing would make me happier than seeing you there. Yeah, I know. I love it there. I also notify everyone every single time that I go live. You'll never miss a live because you'll always be notified. You can go to discord.com/allegedlyian to join. You can go to just like the link in my bio. That also works. What else? We're doing a community night tonight. If you want to watch Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, you should join the Discord because that's what we'll be watching tonight. Let's get a W Wallace and Gromit going in the comment section. I fucking love Wallace and Gromit. And I hope everybody else does too. Yeah, what a W movie. Love Wallace and Gromit. Great. But yeah, you should definitely join. It's a great place. You'll meet a lot of people there. People are really nice there. A lot of good friends. Yeah, where in Samuel does it say that Samuel wrote it?
So I was looking. So Samuel is also one of the books that the author, we're unsure of the author. But I want to say that doesn't discredit the ones that we are sure of.
Well, yes, it does, because we're not. So we're sure that there's like somewhere we do know the author.
No, not some. There's a lot that we do know the author. We know Matthew. We know Mark. We know Luke. We know John. We know Paul.
No, we don't. We actually
we know David.
We know
explicitly
Moses. That they didn't write that the disciples did not write them. Just on the fact that they were all written like a century after the fact, and they were written, just didn't know some of them. I think John was like a fisherman who was illiterate. So the idea that John wrote John is like deeply improbable because John is like a super beautifully written, like poetic Greek book, a language that John didn't speak and definitely didn't know how to write.
Mm-hmm. So what do you suggest then? Like, what's your like theory on it? You think people just like wanted to randomly like waste their time to like put up book like what do you think then?
Yeah, well the argument is just going to be that it's like about like control or cope or like lies or something of that sort, that it was like
so
it was like a lie that like spiraled out of control.
Yeah, I see that. So what do you say for like people that actually wrote it? Because like I said, the Bible has like 40 different authors that we know of, and so also not only that, like there's outside of the Bible, like other, what are they, recorded documents about Jesus and stuff like that. But it's like,
oh yeah, wait. So
even-
can I see some of these documents that were written at the same time that Jesus lived about Jesus? So I want ones that say that he was like supernatural. I don't just want ones that mention his existence. 31 Sime, thank you so much for the roses. Appreciate that. And sir, I appreciate the roses. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So right now I don't have direct access to those like letters and scrolls, but like back to the scriptures though, like yeah, historically, like these are historic books. Like they're
No, they are. Wait, so can you answer my
They're all
question?
from different sources.
Can
They're
you
all
answer
from
my
different
question about the
people.
flood? So if the flood happened, how did the kangaroos get to Australia?
Well, I feel like that's kind of sidetracking to like my
No,
point.
because
Like,
you're saying it's a historical thing, so I just have some questions about the historicity.
yeah.
So how did the kangaroos get to Australia if the flood happened?
That's like, but you can't really ask that question because that's like asking, okay, how did we end up here from the Big Bang? You can't really tell me.
Oh, I can
But-
explain that like pretty easily, actually. Yeah,
Okay,
no, that's
go ahead.
super easy. Yeah,
Go ahead.
just after the Big Bang, there was like a rapid expansion. Then came like the formation of the Earth. It was at first like molten and hot, but it came into orbit in the sun. The formation of liquid water occurred. Then abiogenesis happened, led to evolution, led to humans.
Okay, where's your evidence for that?
Yeah, which part of that do you want evidence for?
The Big Bang, like how it even happened in the first place?
Oh yeah, so let's do evidence for the Big Bang. 3 pieces of evidence. One, universe used to be extremely small. If we go to 10 to the negative 33 seconds after the beginning of the known universe, it was around the size of a human, which means that the universe used to
How
be
do you know
extremely
that,
small.
though?
Based on the
How do you-
cosmic microwave background radiation, that there's
Which
like
is what?
certain
Can you
light that
explain that?
existed. EOS, thank you so much for the Henry. I appreciate that. Very kind. WEOS in the comment section. Yeah, so it's this like light that was bouncing in this like really tiny space, and this is light that came from the very first, like the very beginning, and it has deteriorated
beginning of
over
what?
time at like a specific distance, which has led to cosmic microwave background radiation that's present at every point in our universe.
Yeah. Wait, I don't think I'm following. So there was a random light. You believe like there was a random light that came from nowhere.
Well, there was like an orange light is how
Okay.
we would have seen it.
Yeah, an orange light ran like just.
It wasn't. There's like not.
disappeared.
I don't really know if I'd say it was like random, but it was like that was
Okay.
the way the light is.
Okay. So would you say that something put that light into existence?
Well, I think the universe has always existed.
Okay, because in the beginning, like in the scripture in the book of Genesis, you know, when it talks about creation in the first place, he goes that the first thing God did and the first thing he said was, "Let there be light," and there was light. So I think it's interesting that the Big Bang ties back down to the first thing being light. And
Yeah,
in
but you
scripture-
just, I mean, here you are like saying, so it seems like now you believe in the Big Bang when earlier you didn't believe in the Big Bang.
So no, I believe that there was a Big Bang caused by God. That's what I
Oh,
believe.
okay, cool. Wait, so when you asked me what the evidence for the Big Bang is, I'm not really sure why you would do that. I also do want to point out that
Well,
you were
wait,
doing
let me clarify.
an internal critique of my view. You couldn't find a contradiction in my view, so now you've pivoted
No,
to
that's
just
the
like
thing, I
asserting
did-
your view.
No. I did find a contradiction.
Yeah, what's
in
the
your
contradiction
view.
in my view?
So because you're saying Big Bang happened without God, I don't believe Big Bang happened without God.
Oh,
because it
your
doesn't-
conclusion. Why didn't I just think about your conclusion?
Yeah. Well,
unfortunately,
it just
so
doesn't
that's
make
not a
sense.
contradiction in my view. That would be a contradiction in my view if I thought that God was real, but I don't. So there's no contradiction in me thinking that the Big Bang happened and God didn't do it.
But then who did it though? Like
It doesn't
random
need
light.
to be a who.
Why not though? Like
Yeah, because it can just come from natural processes.
Well, let me tell you. Like if there's natural process is cause and effect. If I move something, it's gonna move. If I don't move it, it's not gonna move. Like that's cause and effect. And
Yeah.
logically, I think it's harder. Like just hear me out. Logically, if you're a logical person, you know that nothing does not come from nothing.
Wait, I'm
If
sorry.
you're logical,
So what substance did God make everything out of?
what substance did God make everything out of?
Yeah, what substance did God make everything out of?
I think Jesus.
So you think am I made of Jesus?
I think so.
If I get like a microscope and zoom in really far, am I going to see Jesus?
I think you are.
So you think if I put my hand under a microscope and zoom in on my hand, I'm going to see Jesus?
I think you're going to see the cross.
You think so? You think atoms are like cross-shaped?
I do.
Well, that's like just ridiculous.
Really?
Do you have any evidence for that?
I think so, guys. Y'all, wait. Let me ask my friends. Okay, do y'all remember that cell that looked like a cross? Laminin. Okay, bro. Look up laminin. Laminin. Yeah.
Laminin. Wow. Well, this thing is shaped like a cross. I guess that means that Jesus is real. It's also not really. It's more shaped like a plus than a cross, if I'm going to be honest. This is like a textbook case of confirmation bias. It's not really cross-shaped. It's more like plus-shaped. But there's also reasons why this shape could just like form in nature. 31. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Make sure you're double tapping on that screen, sharing it with your friends. Doing all that good stuff. Make sure you drop a follow if you never want to miss a debate in the future and join the debates right now. If you want to support the stream, Venmo's allegedly-Ian. The Cash App is just allegedly Ian. I appreciate any and all support. Thank you all so much. If you want to join the community, there's a link to the Discord in my bio. I would love to see you there. The Discord is discord.com/allegedly-Ian. People are currently playing God Bingo right now. You just go into the Discord, do $God, and the bingo sheet will pop up. Guest, are you there? Do you have something for me, or are you? George, thank you so much for the heart me. Appreciate that. Taquitos, are you there? If you're off the app, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Oh my gosh. So
Wait, is there an echo?
I don't know. Is there an echo?
Wait, let's test. No, we're fine.
Hello?
We're chilling.
Okay, cool. So, also thank you for this conversation. I'm really loving it.
Yeah.
So for the laminin, like, yeah, it is cross-shaped, and I don't even think that's a coincidence. Like I believe that God, like, there's so many things that God has done intentionally to show like himself, and I believe all of the world points to God. And we have all of creation. It does. I mean, it's like looking at a. It's like, one second. It's like looking at a
designed
painting.
our anatomy?
Wait 1 second. It's like looking at a painting and being like, oh, no one painted that. It's like, no, you look at a painting and you know someone painted that. It's like this world. You look at this world and we're not like, I guess it just came to be by itself. It's like, no, we logically, like no one's going to look at a painting and be like, that just appeared by itself.
Okay, yeah, so there's two things here. First, the reason why I wouldn't assume that the universe has a creator, whereas I would assume that a painting has a painter, is because we know where paintings come from, but we don't know where universes come from, although the science seems to indicate that they don't come from gods. I would also ask you, do you think God designed our anatomy?
Yes.
Okay, so if God designed our anatomy, why did he give us the ability to, like, anatomically to grape people, but he didn't give us the ability anatomically to, like, blow other people up with our minds?
Wait, so what? Okay, tell me again. To what people grape?
Yeah, you gotta say grape though, otherwise the algorithm gets mad at you.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you're talking about like free will?
No, I'm talking about the anatomy itself. Why would God anatomically give us the anatomy? Why would God give us the anatomy to like grape other people, but he wouldn't give us the anatomy to blow other people up with our minds?
So are you, like a bomb? Is that
no, like a you like mentally like concentrate on them and then they just like explode.
Oh, like superpowers.
Yeah. So why would God not give us that ability, but he would give us the ability to like grape people?
I think what you're referring to is, so are you saying why would he give us things to do with our body when he could have given us things to do without our body? Is that
why would God give us the anatomy to do one evil but wouldn't give us the anatomy to do a different evil?
okay, why wouldn't he? I don't think I fully understand how that correlates to anything.
So God designed our anatomy. He could have easily made it anatomically impossible for us to grape each other. He could have given us like the consent anatomy.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Think about this. So he could have given us like the fish anatomy, wherein there's like no penetration involved at all, so like grape is impossible. He could have given us like an anatomy with pheromones, such that the only way to like make your parts function is if your partner releases like pheromones and you like will for your parts to function. So there's like ways anatomically God could have made it impossible for grape to occur, but he chose to make it possible for grape to occur. Why would God choose the grape anatomy when he could have chosen the consent anatomy?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So that makes, okay, now I understand what you're saying. Well, honestly, I think it's interesting because, like, we have our bodies, right? And God made everything, and he made our bodies. He made everything work the way it does. God created marriage. God created sex, right? God created all these things, and they're good. And it was his idea, right? And so now we have these good things, and I think it's interesting that God asks us to, have sex within a covenant relationship.
What do you think my argument is, and how do you think this responds to it?
So what I think your argument is, I think you're asking why did God like make our bodies the way he did when it could potentially hurt somebody? That's what I think.
Well, why didn't God design our bodies better?
Okay, better. So that's, in your perspective, you think our bodies could have been better, but God made our bodies and he called them good. And
so you would...
Wait, hold on, let me finish. The reason I'm bringing that up is because I think it's interesting. God created our bodies for a purpose and a safe place. If everybody followed how God designed us, there would be no grape. There wouldn't.
Okay, would it be better if there was would it be better if there was grape in the world or no grape in the world?
Wait, let me finish.
But I just want to know, would it be better if there was grape in the world or no grape in the world?
No grape.
Yeah, so then why did God give us the anatomy to do that?
No, God gave us the anatomy to live a holy, pure life in a sex covenant relationship.
Is it anatomically possible to perform a grape?
Yes.
Why would God, could God have made our anatomy such that it's not anatomically possible to perform a grape?
He could have, but wouldn't that make him like super control freak?
No, not at all, right? Because he didn't give us he didn't give us the anatomy to like blow each other up with our minds.
Yeah.
He didn't give us that anatomy. But he gave us the anatomy to grapes. So God gave us the anatomy to do one evil thing, but not a different evil thing. So if you think that, unless you think that like by not giving us the power to blow each other up with our minds, that God is being like super control freak, then you also can't say that there's like anything controlling about just not giving us the ability to grape each other.
Well, okay, so let me tell you. So God, I think it's interesting that we would look at God and be like, God, you like I'm doing this evil thing and God, it's your fault. It's like, no, it's not God's fault because we decided to do something evil. I think that, I know that God created our bodies to enjoy sex, and that relates to what you're saying, grape, because I'm explaining why God created our bodies for sex. He created our bodies for sex and marriage to become one with our spouses and to enjoy covenant relationship. Human takes that and they take it and it becomes something lustful and not something pure and holy. And they do go and grape, but that's not God's fault.
Well, so let's go premise by premise.
Let me finish my sentence.
But you've just been talking for a while, so let's go premise by premise. I'm going to give you a deductive argument, and I'm going to make you reject the premise or accept the conclusion. So premise one is that if God exists, then he always does the most good thing. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
So if God does the most good thing, then that means that God designed our body in the most good way.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, so if God designed our body in the most good way, most good design, that means that we have the most good design.
Yeah,
yep.
We do.
So if we have the most good design, then no design could possibly be more good than the design of our body. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Do you agree that a design that prevented us from graping each other would be a more good design than the design that allows us to grape each other?
Yeah, I do. And he did make that design in the garden.
No,
When-
no.
when he
Because
first
did
made
our
the
anatomy
world.
change?
Our anatomy didn't change, but sin came into the world, which changed everything.
Yeah. So we're just talking about anatomy. So he didn't give us that anatomy insofar as it didn't change.
Well, no, this matters. This matters because this is why grape came into existence, not because of our bodies, but because of sin. So
Yeah, wait,
that's the
so
thing. Like,
do you
we
agree
can't
with
look at God. We
all of
can't
the
look at our
premises?
bodies.
Do you agree with all
I'm
the
sorry?
premises?
What are the premises?
I just gave them to you. So you agree with like all 5 of the things that I just said?
Yeah.
Then
Wait, what
God
was the last
deductively
thing you
doesn't
said?
exist.
What was the last thing you said?
Yeah, that there's a better anatomy that exists than the one that God designed.
That there's a better anatomy that exists.
Yeah,
that
like
God
a
designed?
more good.
Are you asking me, could there be a more good one?
Yeah, like, well, I'm asserting, do you agree or disagree that there's a more good design for our anatomy that could exist?
I disagree.
Okay, so then you would defend that the anatomy that allows us to grape each other is more good than the anatomy that doesn't allow us to grape each other?
No, because I don't believe our
so then
our
you would
anatomy.
agree that the anatomy that doesn't allow us to grape each other would be better than the anatomy that allows us to grape each other?
Yeah, so let me explain it. I don't believe our.
Wait. So I just want to be clear. Then God doesn't exist. It's deductive.
No, God does exist, and let me tell you what I believe. I don't believe our anatomy determines who grapes each other and who doesn't. Because if that's the case, then everyone would grape each other because we all have the same anatomy. I believe that it's sin. I believe that it's lust. I believe that it's separation from God that causes people to grape each other. Because God is life, God is pure, and when sin came into the world, that separated us from God, which caused our bodies to deteriorate, and it brought sin and lust. But that was
Rachel,
not our
thanks so much for the $6.66 on Venmo. W Rachel in the comment section, W666. Was it anatomically possible, even in the garden, was it anatomically possible for grape to occur?
Are you asking me if it was possible for grape to occur?
Was it anatomically possible for grape to occur?
No.
Oh, it was not. So what changed about our anatomy?
Nothing changed about our anatomy.
Then is it currently anatomically possible for grape to occur?
But that's what I'm saying.
That's a yes or no question. Is it
not-
currently anatomically
I'm saying,
is it currently anatomically possible for grape to occur?
No, but that's not what you're
Wait,
understanding.
it's not
I'm
current-
telling
wait, you think it's not currently anatomically possible for grape to occur? You think that there's no anatomical possible way for somebody to
I
grape somebody
believe-
else? Really? You think that grape doesn't happen?
So let me tell you, I believe
So you think
that,
that grape doesn't happen? To be clear, this is the reductive. This is the hill that you're
No.
dying on. That grape
No,
doesn't
that's not-
happen.
No, that's not what I said. No.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Wait. So is it anatomically possible for us to grape each other?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
so
like
so
saying-
it's
wait, but that's like saying, God, why didn't you give us hands to hit each other? Like
Premise one. It's anatomically possible for grape to occur. Premise 2. Our anatomy has never changed from the garden. Premise 3. It was anatomically possible for us to grape each other in the garden.
See, I disagree with premise 3. I don't believe that.
Oh well, that's the conclusion. Unfortunately, that's not If you accept premise 1 and 2, then you also accept the conclusion.
No, I don't, because you're not understanding that grape has nothing to do with our anatomy.
So this is like if you agreed that if it rains the mail will be late, and then you agree that it rained, but then you disagree that the mail will be late. If you agree that if it rains the mail will be late and that it rained, then you also must agree that the mail will be late. You don't have the option to accept the premises and then reject the conclusion. That one's not available to you.
Yeah, I see what you're saying and how you're thinking. The thing is because you believe grape directly relates to anatomy, and I'm telling you that it doesn't. It relates to a separation from God.
I'm just asking you if we're talking about anatomical possibility.
Yes, yes, and when you in the garden, they were connected to God and had perfect unity with God.
What does anatomy
Grape
mean?
was
Do you even know what anatomy means?
Yeah, the makeup of your body.
Yeah,
is what
perfect.
anatomy
So
is.
did the makeup of our body change in any way?
it didn't, but separation from God happened.
Yeah,
which is
but
where
that's
grape
not.
came into.
Wait. You keep on giving me these like irrelevant little facts. So if
No,
nothing
they're not
changed,
irrelevant.
then
It's
it
literally
was.
everything.
Wait. So if it's currently anatomically possible for grape to occur, and nothing changed about our anatomy, then that means it was always anatomically possible for grape to occur.
Wait, so I have a question then. Are you suggesting everybody that has every human that has body parts and anatomy, that everybody grapes each other?
No, I'm just talking about anatomical possibility.
So what you're saying, that's what I'm saying. If you believe that our anatomy is what causes us to grape people, then why don't we all grape people?
That's not. I think you're just not
That's what I'm saying. So your point.
Do you think that that's my argument? Do you think my argument is that that everybody with this anatomy engages in grape? That's not my argument. My argument is that it could have been, it was anatomically possible when it could have been anatomically impossible. So the question that I'll ask you, why did God not give us the ability to blow each other up with our minds?
Okay, before I'm gonna answer that, but going back to that the grape thing, the reason why I was saying what you're saying doesn't really align is because if our anatomy caused us to do that, like if it was cause and effect, if you have this is going to happen, like what you're saying, if it rains, the male's going to come, well then all of us should be graping each other.
No, I'm talking about anatomical possibility. The point is just that it was always anatomically possible for grape to occur. Whether somebody wills that or not is a different question. Like we can say that the evil thing is going to occur and when somebody actually wills that, but the fact of the matter is that if God made the most good design, then that design would not allow for a gratuitous evil like grape to occur.
Yeah, and lastly, I would just say I think God made the most great design, but what we did with that has nothing to do with him. And sometimes I think we like to blame God's
design. So you think the most great design includes unnecessary, gratuitous, impermissible risk?
What do you mean?
Yeah, just that like God's perfect design includes the risk of unnecessary harm.
I think God's perfect design
That's
is
yes
free
or no
will
question.
for people that we love. Well, not necessarily, because if I say yes, I'd be saying yes, God wants us to risk and harm, but that's not what I'm saying.
That wouldn't even be the entailment, but also this is just like you complaining about like being backed into a corner. Answer the question.
No, I'm not complaining about being backed into a corner. I don't feel backed into a corner at all.
Then you should have no problem answering the question.
So what I'm going to say is, repeat your question again.
Okay, yeah. Yep. It was about, what was it? It was like anatomy, God, grape. Do you remember what like line it was along? Because
Yes,
I think I'm more focused on like the did God give us the ability to like blow each other up with our minds at this point? But just
okay, yeah, we can move on. It's fine.
Yeah. So why didn't God give us the anatomical ability to blow each other up with our minds?
Why would you want him to? Like what?
Well, I'm just asking, why did God not do that?
Well, because that's the way he decided to make us.
Yeah, and why did he decide that?
That's his choice because he's God.
Well, oh yeah, sure. So you don't really seem to be able to give an answer. So does God do things for reasons?
Yeah, his
Yeah, so what reason did God choose to give us the anatomical ability to grape, but not the anatomical ability to blow each other up? Jahan, thank you so much for the $20 on Cash App. Jahan in the comment section. I appreciate that.
So how does what you're saying point to? I don't see how it points to like the existence of God.
Yeah, well, I just want, it points to the non-existent, but I just want an answer to the question, what reason did God have for not giving us the ability to blow each other up with our minds?
Well, God made us in his likeness and his image.
Can God blow things up with his mind?
I mean, if he wanted to, but he
Perfect.
doesn't.
So then God didn't make us in his likeness. So why did God not give us the ability to blow each other up with our minds?
Well, I don't know if God blows up with his mind or not. I don't know that, but I do know we're made in his
if
likeness.
God doesn't have the power to do that, then God would not be all powerful.
Okay, then I guess God doesn't blow up people with his mind.
Oh, sure. Then God's not all powerful. Perfect.
Well, no, I don't believe that. I just don't believe God blows up people.
But does God have the power to blow people up with his mind?
Does God have the power to blow up people with his mind?
Yeah.
I don't know. Scripture says nothing about it.
Oh, okay. So there's a double bind. Either God does not have the power to blow people up with his mind, in which case God is not all powerful, or God does have the power to blow each other up with his mind, in which case we're not created in his likeness.
Wait, I think this is crazy. So to say, oh, God can't blow up people, like, I feel like, because this is like a common thing people like to use, like, oh, can God blow up people? Oh, then he's not all power. But like, you can say things like that all day, every day, but you literally look at creation, you look at the world, and it just logically makes no, like,
What do you think my
can try
argument
to
is?
find little-
What do you think my argument is, and how do you think this responds to it?
So I think your argument, you're just saying like, we weren't made in the image of God because we can't blow up people with our mind, or it's like a trick question, because if you say we were made in the image of God, then you would try to disprove that by saying, well, we can't blow up people with our mind.
Yeah, correct. That's the
But-
argument. Yeah, you're just complaining
if
about
you
the
want
argument that I'm making. Like, you're not debating, you're whining.
Oh, no, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, I would disagree with what you're saying, because
Yeah, which part of
like-
it would you disagree with?
well, honestly, just all of it. All of it, because it's just like, we can't really, it's like, we're asking God, like, hey, why didn't you, there's so many things we could ask God, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? But I don't think it disproves that he made us.
Let's
And
not be a whining Whitney. Let's just engage with the debate here. Do you think God is all powerful?
Yes.
Okay, so if God is all powerful, then presumably he has the power to blow things up with his mind.
Well, that's the thing. You say presumably, but you don't really know what encapsulates God.
What do you think all
You've never
powerful
seen God.
means? What do you think all powerful means?
I think all powerful means the ability to do what he would like to do.
Yeah, well, wait, so does, but that's going to be true of, like, so let's say that we have a guy named, like, Mick Ear, and all Mick Ear wants to do is, like, scratch his ear, and he has the power to do that. Would you say that Mick Ear is, like, all powerful?
He's all powerful if yes, I would say that.
So you would
Like,
say
I
that
don't think-
a guy who only wants to scratch his ear is all powerful because all he ever does is scratch his ear? Really?
No, I would say a guy that is able to choose what he wants to do, and whatever he wants to do is all powerful. What he decides to do has nothing to do whether he's all powerful or not. It's just what he
so you
decided.
think that if somebody like goes through life and every time they desire something, they're capable of having that thing because they just have like small
If you're all
minor
powerful,
desires,
We're
then
all
you'd say that this
powerful.
person is all powerful. So again, like you would hold, and I just want to be clear, you would hold to this absolutely insane idea that a person who only wanted to scratch their ear and then scratches their ear, that this person is all powerful. Really? You think that
Wait,
this
yeah,
person
so
is
let me
all
respond.
powerful?
Yeah, so let me respond to what you're saying. So what you're presuming, the all powerful, in my opinion, my perspective, that the outcome would have to be this amazing grand scheme to you in your mind. And if it's not, then they're not all powerful. And if someone has all power to decide and just make and do what they want to do, but they decide to do something that in your mind is just scratching their ear, then they're not all powerful. I'm saying no matter what they decide to do, they're all powerful because they have all power. That's what I'm saying. Does that make sense?
Yeah, wait, so if somebody's all powerful, then there is no power that they don't have, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So does God have the power to blow things up with his mind?
I think God has the power to do what he wants to do. So
Does God have the power to blow things up with his mind?
to that specific thing, because that's the thing, that this goes back to like what I was saying. I feel like you were asking me two questions that was like, if I answered one, then it would be, you would try to
Wait,
disprove
I
that.
don't, let's not be a meta commentary Mary. Let's just be like a debating Daniel. Does God have the power to blow things up with his mind? Yes or no?
I think if God wanted to have that power, yes, he could. Does he?
Okay,
I don't know.
gotcha. So God has the power to blow things up with his mind. Perfect. So if we are made in the image, the likeness of God, why did God not give us the power to blow each other up with our minds?
Maybe because with his power, he decided he didn't want that.
Oh,
within
and why would he
himself.
not? For what reason did he have for not wanting that?
Well, that's his decision because he's God.
Oh, cool.
But
Wait,
with
so
his
then,
all
so
power-
God,
wait, one
God
second. Let me
decided,
finish my sentence.
God decided that he didn't want us to blow each other up with his mind, but he decided that he did want us to grape each other, so he gave us the ability to grape each other.
One
That's
second.
literally the
So
implication of what you just
so what I'm
said.
saying- no, hold on. What I'm saying is with his all, with his all powerful self, he decided he didn't want that a part of himself, which he can because he's all powerful.
Did
And
God want us to grape each other?
No, not at all.
Then why did he give us the ability to grape each other?
He didn't in the garden. He didn't.
Oh, no, but why did, okay, so then why after the garden do we not have the ability to blow each other up with our minds?
What do you mean?
Yeah, so you said that in the garden we
but
didn't have
they
the
don't
ability to
correlate.
grape each other, but then after the garden we do. But why after the garden do we not have the ability to blow each other up with our minds?
Because our anatomy hasn't changed. We're
Oh,
still-
gotcha. Yeah, perfect. So we have the ability to grape each other because of our anatomy, because God gave us the grape anatomy, but God didn't give us the blow each other up with our minds anatomy. Why didn't God give us the blow each other up with our minds anatomy?
Because that's not in his image. That's not his image.
So graping is in his image, but blowing each other up with our minds is not in his image,
No.
despite the fact that he's able to blow each other up with his mind.
No, male and female. Okay. Male and female is in his image, not grape.
Yeah. But you could have made male and female without grape. So this isn't going to help you. Why would God give us the ability to grape each other, but wouldn't give us the ability to blow each other up with our minds?
That's the thing. God didn't give us that ability. We decided
Well,
to do that.
Yeah.
That's
So
human
wait.
nature.
Why can't I decide to blow people up with my mind?
Because God made you in his image.
Yeah, but God can blow people up with his mind, so why can't I?
How
And
do
also,
you-
wait. So wait. Are you saying that God can grape people?
No, he
Oh,
can't.
yeah, perfect. Wait. So if we were made in his image, God can't grape people, but we can grape people. God can blow people up with his mind, but we can't blow people up with his mind.
let me
You're
respond.
twisted into a pretzel, dude.
Wait,
You're
let me
like,
respond
it's
to
just
you.
more nonsense and contradictions.
Wait, let me respond to you. So God is all powerful. God can do whatever he wants to do. Truly, he can. He chooses not to do evil. He's so holy and he's so good. Like, that's who he is. It's in his nature. Like, it's just who he is. So your question to me, can he do? He can. But the fact that he doesn't, it points to even like how good he is.
What do you think my argument is, and how do you think that responds to it?
Well, because you were saying about
You have no idea.
No, yeah. It's because my baby's right here, so she started talking. I got distracted. But yeah, you were saying about. Oh, can you remind me? Because I got distracted.
Yeah, so the question again for like the seventh time, why would God give us the ability to grape each other when he himself cannot grape people, but God would give us the ability, God wouldn't give us the ability to blow each other up with our minds when God himself can blow people up with his mind. What's going to be the difference here?
So that's the thing. So like I said, God could do what he wants and he chooses not to. So I feel like it kind of changes your question.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's perfect, right? So if God can do what he wants, then this is just going to be like a might makes right argument. You actually can't give a reason why God would give us one of these things, but not give us another one of these things.
What do you mean?
Yeah, you can't give a reason why God would give us the ability to grape each other. He would give us the anatomy, which enables us to grape each other. And he wouldn't give us the anatomy, which enables us to blow each other up with our minds.
Wait, but here's my thing, responding to what you're saying. Like, it makes no sense. Like, what you're saying makes no sense to be like, oh, well, it's like you do something wrong and you're blaming somebody else for what you did.
No. It's that God gave us a loaded gun when he could have just not.
Okay, so you would prefer that God, but that's the thing, no matter what, okay, yeah. So here's what I'm gonna say, respond to you. No matter what our bodies were like, this or that, like a human with their choice and sin will decide, will find a way. Like
Would we
which
still,
has nothing
so
to do with God.
if it wasn't anatomically possible for us to grape each other, would we still have free will?
Yeah.
Perfect.
But you
So
could
then
still
there's
hurt with that
no
free will.
loss. There's no loss in choice if God just gave us a
Well-
different anatomy.
But exactly, that's what I'm saying. There is no loss in choice, so you would still be able to hurt somebody. Maybe it wouldn't be grape; it'd be like abuse or hitting. Like
Yeah,
in that
you could
case,
do
would
yeah,
be
you
like-
could do a
you
different
would be
thing,
like,
but
God,
then
why
you
didn't
could do a
make
different
us
thing, but then
do-
this thing is off the
why
table. Perfect.
You would be like, God, why didn't you make us like force fields around us so no one would ever get hurt?
Yeah, wait,
And
but that's like let's not be a straw manning Steve here. That's separate from the argument. My point is just that you are locked into the position that we have the most good anatomy, but that's not true
No.
because there's a better anatomy.
No, I'm locked. No, I don't believe there's a better anatomy. I'm locked in the position that God is real. That's the position.
Oh yeah. Okay. So if you're not locked in, let's go through the premises again because you'll just concede all of them and then we'll end up. You can do like wordplay if you want. So tell me if you disagree. If God exists and he must do the most good thing, if God must do the most good thing, then he must create the most good design. If God must create the most good design, then our design is the most good design. If our design is the most good design, then there is not a design which is more good than our design. And then the contradiction is going to be that there is a design which is more good than our design, specifically one that wouldn't allow us to grape each other. Therefore, God doesn't exist. So,
Wait. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. So I have a question for you.
wait. I need you to reject a premise there.
Yeah, I reject the second premise. You said.
Oh, so you reject that if God does the most good thing, then we must have the most good design?
No, the second thing, the last thing you had said was that if God, that there's a better, you said that there is a better design that would.
Yeah, just like a design which does not allow. Did God create every part of our design with intentionality?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. So then what was the intentionality of making it anatomically possible for us to grape each other?
Because he didn't create it for grape, he created it for intimacy and a covenant.
Yeah, but he could have made that, but he didn't, right? Because he made it for grape. Well, he made it like one of the features of it is grape.
Humankind took what he made that was good.
Could God have made it such that anatomy is only usable in a covenant of a loving relationship?
I think he could have.
Yeah, so then if that's what God intended, so then God failed in his intention?
No, he didn't. He also.
Oh, sure. Wait, so what was
desired-
God's intention was what?
So God desired God created sex. He created man and woman. He created anatomy to be enjoyed in a covenant relationship.
Yeah, so I mean, is sex always enjoyed in a covenant relationship?
It's not, and that's what is rape.
Yeah, so then God failed in his task.
He didn't, because he also gave free will.
So God's goal was to create it such that it would only be used in this specific circumstance. He could have made it anatomically the case that it is only used in this circumstance, i.e., that you can only use this if you have like a high enough amount of like oxytocin with the person that allows you to like release specific pheromones. He could have made it such that it was only a thing that was available in relationships or like marriage, but he didn't do that. Wait. You literally conceded earlier in the debate that from the very beginning, our anatomy has always allowed us to grape each other.
No, I never agreed to that. No.
So what's our?
What I told you is our
it?
anatomy is not what causes people to grape each other.
Yeah, but it was anatomical. Do you know what anatomically possible means?
Yeah, and I don't believe.
Yeah, so explain it. What do you mean? What do you think anatomically possible means?
It means if you have the body makeup, that it's possible because you have that makeup and body to do it.
Yeah. So was it a possibility for grape to occur in the garden?
No.
Why not?
Because it was perfect union with God and there was no sin.
Yeah, but if like Adam wanted to, does he have the anatomy to do that?
I mean, yeah, they had the anatomy.
Perfect. So then it was anatomically possible from the garden.
But that doesn't mean that it was possible.
It was though, because he had you literally said that if Adam wanted to do that, then he has the anatomy to do that. That means it's anatomically possible.
Technically he did, but it was impossible. It may have been amateur.
Oh yeah, wait. So technically it was possible, but it wasn't possible.
Exactly, because there was no sin in the garden.
Wait, so technically it was possible, but also it wasn't possible.
No, according to what you're saying,
Because what I'm saying, you keep saying if it's is it anatomically possible? According to what you are saying, the answer would be yes, because you're saying if you have a body, then you can do it. That's what you're saying. So
Yes.
answering to you, yes, but was it actually possible? No, because there was no sin.
Okay, wait. So let's just like get clear on this. So did the anatomy permit it to occur?
What do you mean?
Could, with the anatomy that Adam and Eve had, a grape have occurred?
No.
Oh, cool. Wait, so if our anatomy didn't change, then that means that grapes still can't occur.
No, that's not true, because something did change.
Yeah, but it wasn't a change of the anatomy, which means the anatomy is that. So we're just talking about
Actually,
like.
technically-
Wait,
okay, wait, technically there was a change.
little bro, you're just not tracking. So let's break this down even further. We got to drill deeper. If Adam had willed to like grape somebody, did he have the anatomy to grape somebody?
I mean, yeah, just as he had the anatomy.
Perfect.
To
So
hit
then it's
somebody.
anatomically possible.
But that's the thing. But it's not actually possible in the garden.
Yeah, wait. So but you agree that it's anatomically possible insofar as that if Adam had willed to do it, then he had the anatomy to do it.
But Adam wouldn't have done it because there was no sin.
Yeah, but you agree that if Adam wanted to do it, that he could have done it because he had the anatomy to do it.
Adam wouldn't have wanted to do it. Because
Wait. That's a yes or no question. So you agree that Adam, if he had wanted to do it, would have done it because he had the anatomy to do it.
I would say no, because Adam would not have wanted to
Do you
do
know
it.
what? So then it just becomes vacuously true because you reject the antecedent. If you don't want to engage in the hypothetical, that's fine. Like you can cower away from it. The problem is that just makes the hypothetical automatically true.
What?
It's a math concept called vacuous truths. That if the antecedent is false, then that makes the conditional true.
Yeah.
So if you wait. So if I ask you, if Adam wanted to grape somebody, did he have the anatomy to do? Did he have the anatomy to do it? And you say Adam wouldn't want that, then you're putting false in for the antecedent. If the antecedent is false, then that implies that the conditional is true, which implies that if Adam had the desire to do it, then that means that Adam would have. Yeah. So it's like saying that if there were dinosaurs in this room, then they would be red. The principle itself isn't tested, which means that it's automatically true just on the basis that they if there were dinosaurs in this room, then they would be red.
No, not necessarily, because if you're asking, is God real? And I'm saying in the premise of the scripture, if you would actually take the scripture for what it says and what it means, then you would go based off of what the scripture explains, and you would have understanding beyond from the scripture and not just from your own mind. Because what you're saying,
do you want? I think you just don't understand the concept of a vacuous truth. So maybe I'll like read a bit of the Wikipedia article at you.
Okay.
So a vacuous truth, in mathematics and logic, a vacuous truth is a conditional statement or universal statement, that can be converted to a conditional statement that is true because the antecedent cannot be satisfied.
Okay, and what's your antecedent?
The antecedent is that if Adam wanted to grape, he had the anatomy to do it. So it's just that if Adam wanted to grape.
Okay, but you don't. That's what I'm saying. Like you're asking.
Yes, yeah. So because the antecedent cannot be satisfied, because the antecedent is false, the conditional is true.
What do you mean the antecedent is false?
Yeah, because so I say if Adam wanted to grape, and you say no, Adam didn't want to grape. So you're saying that the if is always false, which means that the conditional itself is true.
It's because it's not whether he wanted to or not. It didn't exist in the garden. Grape did not.
Well, yeah. So you reject the antecedent, so the conditional is true. Perfect.
No, what I reject is the idea that because we have anatomy that we have the our anatomy is what gives us the opportunity to grape. Like, I don't believe it's because of our anatomy that grape is in the world.
So you think that our anatomy makes it possible for us to grape?
I think our choices make it possible.
Wait. So does our anatomy make it possible? Does our anatomy make it possible to grape?
I think our choices make it possible to grape.
Wait, I need you to answer my question because you're not. Does our anatomy make it possible to grape? It's a yes or no question.
That's the thing, though, because if I say yes, then you're gonna be like, oh, see, God's not real, but that's not how it works. Like,
yeah, wait, and I know you feel backed into a corner, and
no,
you like
I don't feel
you're
backed
being
into a
let's
corner.
not be a whining Whitney. Let's be a debating Deborah and answer the question.
No, that's the thing, though. I feel like what you're saying is it's not coherent. It's not logical. It's just not like
It's not a proposition, so it can't be logical or illogical. It's a question. Questions aren't propositions.
Yes. Well, no, I'm not referring to your question. I'm referring to what you're going to say when I answer the question.
Yeah. So then just answer the question.
So,
does our anatomy allow us to grape?
I don't believe our anatomy is what causes us to grape. That's my answer.
Oh, so your answer is no, that our anatomy does not allow us to grape. So then grape doesn't happen.
Not allow. I'm saying our anatomy doesn't cause us to grape, and that's
I'm not. Do you think that that's my question? Does our anatomy cause us to grape?
I believe it's what you believe because
no. That's not what I believe, and I've told you explicitly multiple times.
What causes people to grape then?
Okay, okay. All right, I just got to put the kid gloves on. So you know how some things are possible and some things are not possible?
Like what?
Yeah, so it's possible for me to get up and walk around, but it's not possible for me to draw a squared circle on the paper.
I'm sorry, repeat that?
Yeah, so it's possible for me to get up and walk around, but it's not possible for me to draw a squared circle on the paper.
I don't understand what you mean by that.
Do you understand that some things are possible and some things are not possible?
Like physically, like there's physical limits.
So sometimes physically, sometimes logically, that some things are physically impossible, like I can't fly. Some things are logically impossible, like we can't have a squared circle.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, so some things are possible and some things are not possible.
Okay.
Things are made possible by a variety of factors. So we could say that like willing to grape somebody makes it possible for grape to occur, but only in conjunction with the anatomy that allows it to happen in the first place. That if either of these elements were removed, if the will to grape somebody was removed, then grape wouldn't occur, and that if the anatomy that allowed for grape to occur was removed, then it wouldn't occur. Do you agree with that? That both of these things need to be present in order for the possibility to actually happen?
No. I don't agree with that.
Oh yeah, so you think that it's possible for grape to occur if we didn't have the anatomy, and you also think it's possible for grape to occur if we didn't have the will?
I think it's possible for grape to not occur if you don't have the will for it.
Oh, perfect. So then you actually agree with what I said?
No, I think if you don't have the will, then it won't occur. That's what I believe.
Yeah. So you agree with like bar for bar exactly what I said?
No.
No.
Okay, so if you didn't have the anatomy, could the grape occur?
Oh, this is not the worst. I just so good. No, you're good.
So let's say that you're somebody born with aphalia. These people are born without like the male part. It's just it's like smooth as a Barbie doll down there. So is this person capable of engaging in like penetrative grape?
No.
Yeah, perfect. So then it seems like you agree with what I said, that in order for it to be possible for grape to occur, you must both have the will and the anatomy, that both are essential parts.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Oh, yeah, sure. So what's the argument for why? So what's the person who doesn't have the grape anatomy that's capable of engaging with grape?
So I believe the opposite. Like what I'll answer to your question about what I believe. I believe you can have the anatomy to do something bad and wrong, but not do it because you have like a pure heart.
So what do you think the question was?
I think your question was saying like, is it possible to physically, like, is it possible to have physically being like you have the ability to do something bad, but also have the will to do something bad, and it's still if you have either or, it's going to happen.
No, you need both. That's the argument.
Yeah,
you need
that's
both.
What I'm saying. I don't
if
believe
one of
it.
them, so which one? Can you tell me a scenario where a grape occurs where the grapist either doesn't have the anatomy to do a grape or doesn't have the will to do a grape? Could you give me the scenario where one of these elements is absent but the grape still occurs?
I think, well, I mean, if you want to get like super technical, even people that are not born with genitals still have a certain type of genital that could still happen. So,
No, because someone with aphalia, it's like a flat surface down there. So that's not the case.
How do they use the restroom?
Oh, I think that they have like a different. I think a hole might need to be like poked into them or something. I'm not super well read up on the aphalia.
I'm pretty sure that they
But if you wanna
have
reject the existence, like you can literally just go look up pictures of people with like aphalia. I'm sure that they have like a system.
I'm pretty sure they have a butt though. That's what I'm saying. But beyond that,
Yeah,
like,
wait. I still, because I'm not going to let you pivot away from this. Can you provide a scenario where somebody either doesn't have the will to grape or doesn't have the anatomy to grape and yet still grapes?
doesn't have the anatomy. I mean, well, yeah. I mean, you can still grape someone with a butt. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, yes.
In what way? I'm confused. Just like rubbing your ass on someone? That seems like definitely like assault, but that doesn't, it's not really like rape in the sense that I'm talking about.
No, I mean, yeah, there's people that get raped anally.
Yeah, but if somebody, we're talking about like the grapist. So if the grapist didn't have the anatomy or will, how could the grape occur?
Okay. So you believe that God should have just not made genitals then?
No. I think that he should have made genitals that only function with consent.
Oh, I see what you're saying. But that's the thing. I believe that he did in the garden.
Yeah. Oh no, but that's not the case, right? So could you give me a? I'm gonna keep on asking until you concede this point that both are necessary. Can you give me a scenario where grape occurs, where somebody either doesn't have the will or doesn't have the anatomy? Could you give me a scenario where a grape occurs without one of these elements?
Yes, I'll say in order to grape, you need anatomy and you need the will to do it.
Perfect. Yeah. Oh my God. So this point that you rejected like 10 times, you actually agree with. Perfect.
But let me tell you something. But I don't believe that just because you have the anatomy means you'll do it.
Yeah, exactly. But if God wanted to prevent any grape from ever happening, he could have just given us a different anatomy. Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree.
Oh, okay, cool. So then we're back at step one. Rachel, thank you so much for the subscription. W Rachel in the comment section. Welcome to the community. I'm happy you're here.
So let me explain to you. So I disagree with that because in the garden we did have the anatomy, but he did make a way to where we wouldn't grape, or that wouldn't happen because we were pure within him and his presence.
Wait, what do you mean by we had the anatomy?
Like in the garden,
Are you saying that it was like anatomically possible for it to occur?
No, I'm saying that in the garden we had bodies that.
Yeah. And what about these bodies?
Huh?
What about these bodies?
And I'm saying that God made it to where they were with him and pure. That wouldn't have been.
Yeah. But what about the bodies themselves? What about the bodies?
Well, it doesn't matter about the body itself if
you brought up the body itself.
Well, what I'm saying is if the heart is pure, what's going to come out of the body will be pure. So it's like cause and effect. If your heart is pure, if your heart is impure, then what's going to come out of your body is impure. It's not your body's fault, it's your heart.
Okay, let's do this. Let's do this one more time. So you agreed that it takes both the body or the anatomy and the will in order for a grape to occur, that you need both, otherwise the grape cannot occur, or at least like you can't be like the grapist. So if we took one of these away, if you took the will away, then the grape wouldn't occur. If you took the body or the anatomy away, or if you like changed it to an anatomy where it isn't possible, then the grape wouldn't occur. Do you agree?
Took away the will.
The grape wouldn't occur.
Take away the body.
Grape wouldn't occur.
I think grape would just be something different. So
but we're talking about like grape as we currently understand it.
My answer to you would be grape would be something different.
Oh yeah, but then it just wouldn't be grape. Like this is like saying like, well, the sun is a tree, and if we just define tree to be the sun, then like the sun is a tree. So I'm talking about grape in the sense that you and I understand it.
Well, I mean, if it's in the context you're saying, I mean, I have my context and like what I've explained, but if it's in the context you're saying, and if you want to frame it like the way you're asking, well, then the answer would be yes, it would occur.
Oh, well, I'm talking about like specifically like a penetrative act involving like genitals, even though, you know, there's like some forms of grape that like don't involve that. But I'm just talking about like the ones that do, that if you took away the ability for these parts to function, that this like penetrative act with like genitals wouldn't occur.
Yeah. So I think you do need the will.
But,
and you need the body.
The will and the anatomy,
like
yes.
Here on this earth, but I don't believe that in the garden because they had the body.
Yep. So if you took the body or like just changed it slightly, do you agree that like this penetrative act with genitals couldn't occur?
Yeah, sure.
Yep. Perfect. So if God gave us a different anatomy, then you agree that this penetrative act with genitals couldn't occur?
Yeah, and I believe there'd be another horrendous act that would happen.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. But then you agree that God could have made it such that grape is impossible, but he made it such that grape is possible.
No, he didn't make it that it was possible.
Oh, wait, so who gave us our anatomy?
God.
Yeah, and did God know that the fall was going to occur?
Yeah.
Yeah, so God knew that humanity was going to fall when he made Adam and Eve even before the fall. He gave us the anatomy knowing that our anatomy would enable us to perform grape. So he knew that we were going to have the will, or some people would have the will, and that he gave us the anatomy which enabled this will to become like a lifetime of trauma for so many people. And he could have made it differently, but he made it the same instead.
Yes.
So then God is the cause of grape.
No. No. Like you can't.
He bears moral responsibility.
No. So yeah, let me tell you. So what I believe, I'm going to respond to what you're saying. That's like me saying, "Wow, I was traumatized when I was young, and you know my parents would abuse me and things like that and beat me. So now I'm a grapist, but it's their fault." It's like, no, you're going to go to jail. You're going to face the accountability for that. You can't blame somebody else for your actions.
What it's actually like is if I gave my toddler a handgun and then said, "Don't use it to shoot people," and then my toddler goes out and shoots someone, the toddler bears some level of moral responsibility, obviously. Do you know who else bears moral responsibility? Me.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, the grapist bears some level of moral responsibility, or like even the majority of the moral responsibility. Fuck it. The other person who bears the moral responsibility is the perfect person who gave him the anatomy in the first place.
Well, not necessarily, because going back to Adam and Eve, you can't compare them to a toddler. They were grown adults.
Well, that's fine. So we can say I can give my like fully grown son like a handgun, and I can say, "Don't use it to shoot anybody."
Exactly.
But especially, let's say I'm omniscient. I know that he's going to use it to shoot somebody. But I give him the handgun, say, "Don't use it to shoot anybody," and then he goes out and shoots somebody. If I knew he was going to shoot somebody and I gave him the handgun anyway, he bears a lot of moral responsibility for that evil act. I also bear moral responsibility because I knew that it was going to happen.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Wait. So you don't think so? So if you knew that your child, that your fully grown like son, if given a handgun, would go and like shoot somebody, and then you give him a handgun, and then he goes and shoots somebody, you think that you have no moral responsibility in that situation, really?
Yeah, no, because you have to understand that God's heart is pure. And so when God gives things, he's not like, "Oh, here, go kill this person." Like, no. Like, he intended our bodies and our lives for the garden and purity. And he knew everything was going to happen. But here's what I would reply to what you're saying is that if, like, going back to child-son relationships, if God was to guard us from all evil, grape is one thing, but evil in general, like sin in general, separation from God, death, he wants to guard us from those things. So he put them in the garden.
Wait. What do you think my argument is, and how do you think that responds to it?
So what I think repeat what you said again?
Wait, so you just answered something that you don't even know.
No, you were saying
yeah,
about...
sure. So then if you do know it, then what was my argument, and how do you think that responds to it?
So you were saying about like if you gave your toddler or
Nope,
your son,
not a toddler.
Yeah. So if you gave your son a gun and you knew they were going to go do something bad with it, you still gave it to them. You're morally responsible.
Yes.
What I'm saying, yeah, and how I'm responding to that is I don't believe that is true, because God, when he made Adam and Eve and he put them in the garden, like that was his, like, oh yeah. So what I was going to respond to that about the morally responsible.
Why? How would you not be morally responsible if you were the one who enabled the evil act and also knew that you were enabling the evil act?
So here's my perspective on that. I think if I were to think, so the reason why I was talking about like how God created and stuff is because it directly correlates to that. So God's goal was to guard us from evil, to guard us from sin, to guard us from all these things. And that directly correlates to what I'm saying before you ask me how it correlates. Because he created us to live like in purity and safety with God, apart from evil and all those things.
Was God's goal, did God achieve his goal?
1 second, let me finish. So,
it's a yes or no question.
So, yeah, let me finish my statement and then I'll answer your question.
Yeah, well, you're just like yapping right now. Like you're not answering the question at all. You probably
No, I'm about to. That's the thing.
You probably don't even remember what the argument was.
No, I do, about the son and letting them go out and like responsible. So what I'm responding to that is God knew that all that was going to happen, but he's a good dad, and he's a good dad, and so because of that, he allowed us to go into the garden, but God wasn't going to like restrict us. What I'm trying to say is like our hearts, God wants to guard from evil. But the thing is you think evil is great, but to God, evil is just like lying. And evil is just like having hate in your heart. And so
what a bunch of word salad. I don't know what any of that means or how any of that's relevant.
Let me finish. So
oh yeah, but just like get to the point a little bit quicker. You should be able to summarize your point in like just one sentence. And
okay.
Preferably it would be your first sentence.
Okay, well then let me get a second to get all my words together, and then I'll respond to you since you would like it in a sentence.
You can say it in like more than just one sentence, but you should be able to summarize your entire point with just one sentence.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I'm trying to do. But like thoughts are coming to me as we're speaking. So, but what my response to you is like you're thinking of just grape or like this one crazy thing, but God is not. Like God believes that grape is the same as like having hate in your heart because it's sin. It's all sin. It's all separation from him.
How do you think that responds to the argument?
I'm about to tell you. So the reason that responds to that is because you think, oh, well, if I know someone's going to go do bad, then I'm not going to give this. If I know someone's going to do bad, I'm not going to give this to him or them. But God's perspective of that is that, no, like, sorry, my daughter is distracting me. God's perspective to that is, if that's the case, he would have to lock us up and never allow us to see light because evil is everywhere.
No, so he could have just not given us. So you could have just not given your kid the handgun.
Well, no, that's
and
not.
God could have just not given us the anatomy to grape.
No, that's not
the
it,
argument. Wait. You say wait. So you think it's not possible for God to have not given us the anatomy to grape, and you think it's not possible for you to not have given your child the handgun? Really?
No, what I'm saying is I think you're so focused on the actions and God wasn't so focused on the actions. He's focused on the heart.
How is the parent not morally responsible in the scenario I laid out? In what way?
Because the parent is not responsible for the action of their child.
But yes, they are if they enabled it.
No, they're not.
Wait, so let's say that your child comes to you. Let's change the scenario slightly. Let's say they come to you and they say, Mom, I want a gun so I can shoot this person. And then you go out and get them that gun. Are you morally responsible?
I mean, yeah, but that's not what God did.
Oh, yeah, wait, so perfect. Wait, so why are you morally responsible in this situation?
Because you you knew they wanted to do something bad with that. So with the intention of you knowing they wanted to do something bad with that, you went and you got it so that they could do something bad. But in the court of law, if you can prove that you didn't know that they were going to do something bad, or that you didn't intentionally like go into alliance with that, your heart was pure, you didn't even know that.
Gotcha. Perfect. So you've trapped yourself like completely and entirely. So the scenario that I gave you about the shooting, the first one with the adult son, let's say that you know that your adult son, if given this handgun, is going to go shoot somebody,
Yes.
and then you give them the handgun and then they go shoot somebody. Are you morally responsible?
Well, no.
But in this other scenario, you said that you are morally responsible because you knew they were going to do something evil with it, and you did it anyway.
Well, not necessarily.
It's like literally the exact justification that you gave for this other scenario applies identically to this scenario. It's like bar for bar, word for word, that logic applies exactly the same.
Yeah, not necessarily, because if you knew but you did something about it, reported it to the authorities, and you're like, I have nothing to do with this, then no, you're not responsible for that, and you won't even get tried for that. And so
I'm not talking about legality. I don't care about legality. I care about morality. Wait, so let's go through your reason again for why you think that if you'd be morally responsible if your child asked you to get them a gun, and then you get them a gun, or mom, get me a gun so I can do this shooting. Then you go get them a gun and they do this shooting. You'd be morally responsible for that. Your reason for why you would be morally responsible for that is because you knew that they would do something harmful with that thing, but you did it anyway. That logic applies identically in the other scenario where you knew that they would use the gun. You omnisciently know that your child is going to use the gun to go and do a shooting. Then you are now morally responsible for the exact same reason why you're morally responsible in the other situation. It is your reasoning needs to apply consistently, or you're not being logical.
Yeah, so I don't like what you're saying. I don't believe if that parent, I don't believe the parent is responsible for that.
Yeah, wait, so could you give me a reason why the parent is responsible in the, like, if your child says, like, I want to go do this shooting, please get me this gun, and then you get them that gun, why you would be responsible in this situation that doesn't apply to the scenario where you know they're going to do the shooting and you get them the gun?
Well, because so here's why. Because you're referring to, since God gave us practically
Wait, we're not talking about God at all. Just give me the difference in these scenarios.
I've had this conversation before. They don't go anywhere. I know. No, it's fine. So I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Yeah, I just want the difference in the two scenarios that I gave.
Yeah. So the difference is there's parents that will give their kid, but if that parent reported that, and then also just
in neither of the scenarios does the parent report.
Oh, well then yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah, perfect. Wait. So if you get your kid a gun knowing that they're going to do it, and they go and do the shooting, then you're responsible for that. You agree?
That what?
So you just omnisciently that your kid is going to go do a shooting, and then you hand them the gun.
That I hand them the gun, that I'm responsible.
Yeah, and then they go and do the shooting. Are you morally responsible for that?
Yes.
Perfect. So an answer that's different from the answer that you've given 3 times. Perfect.
Yeah, but you're
so similarly, if God gives us the anatomy, knowing we're going to go and use it to grape, then God is morally responsible.
No.
What's the difference?
So so let me synopsis what you are saying. So you're saying, since God knew that he would give us these bodies and we would do bad with these bodies, that he's responsible for that.
With this one specific part of our body, not our bodies as a whole. Let's not expand the point out. This one specific part of our body, God could have just not given us this exact mechanism and given one that made it different. So but he gave us the grape anatomy when he could have given us the consent anatomy.
Yeah,
he made the
but
conscious
this is
choice to
why-
make the grape anatomy instead of the consent anatomy. So God is therefore responsible for grapes.
Yeah,
In
no.
the same way that the parent who gives their kid a gun is responsible for shootings.
Yeah, no. So let me further explain. This is why it has to go generally, because you're speaking to just one like body part, and what I'm speaking to, if you want to understand,
Wait. I don't want general. I want this one specific body part.
it goes into that too. But
Wait.
and-
I want 0% of this to be about body parts as a whole. I want 100% of this to be about like the specific grape anatomy. Why God gave us the grape anatomy instead of the
that's
non-grape
convenient.
anatomy.
Yeah, I mean that's convenient for you. That
Well,
you
wait, because you're just straw man. Let's not be a straw manning Steve. My argument is that our bodies shouldn't be able to do any evil. It's just that our bodies shouldn't be able to do this one specific type of evil.
yes, and God created our bodies that way in the garden.
Oh, but okay, wait. You have already conceded. Okay. So what's the difference in these scenarios where you know your kid's going to do a shooting if you give them the handgun, but you give them the handgun anyway, and then they go and do the shooting, and you agree that you're morally responsible here, versus God gives you the anatomy to grape, and then some people go and grape, and then God would be morally responsible. So what's the difference in these scenarios?
So that's where I was speaking. If you wanted to understand why God did what He did, that's where I would have to.
Wait. I just want to know. I don't want to know why God did what He did. I want to know what the morally relevant distinction is.
Yeah. And in order for me to explain that to you, I would need to go general so you can understand that. But
I don't really care about the general. I just want the morally important distinction. Will you be able to provide that, or do I need to move on to the next guest?
So I can provide that, but that's where I would go into explaining, like, if you think God shouldn't have given like us our bodies, or not shouldn't have given us our bodies, but you think God should have made our bodies a different way to do evil, like that would mean we would just not be living. Because
Well, just no. Wait. And I know you want to try to like straw man me so desperately. That's not my argument. My argument is that our bodies should be able to do zero evil. My argument is that our bodies should not be able to do this specific evil. That's the argument, nothing else.
yes, but you're not understanding that we have different beliefs on. I don't believe our bodies cause us to do the evil. That's what you're not.
But our bodies enable us, as in addition,
don't.
when combined with the will, our bodies enable us to do that.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, wait, but you already, so now you want to walk back. Do you really want to get folded on this point a second time? So do you agree or disagree that in order to do a grape, you need to both have the anatomy and the will?
So
That if you lacked one of these things, then you wouldn't be able to do a grape. Do you agree or disagree?
if I lacked one of these things, I wouldn't be able. If I lacked the will, well, no, but that's just technical. It makes no sense. Like what
It
you're
makes
saying.
perfect sense. If you didn't have the will to grape, then you wouldn't have the will, thus you wouldn't do the grape. If you didn't have the anatomy to do the grape, even if you willed it, you couldn't do it because you don't have the anatomy.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying like this all does not point to like is God real and like the
Yeah, wait.
like,
So
why
wait,
you're
I can
even-
show you. I can show you exactly how it points to that. If you want to concede that there is a better design for our anatomy, that there is
Yeah,
a
there's
more good
not.
design.
Yeah, there's not.
Oh, sure. Then you're still locked into the debate of defending how the grape anatomy is better than the consent anatomy.
Yeah, so and that's where if you go back to the garden, God created our bodies and everything in purity with Him. There was no sin. There was no like evil.
You're talking about
you're
will.
not-
I'm talking about anatomy.
Yes, and I'm saying that your anatomy, it doesn't matter your anatomy because it goes back down to your heart.
But so you're talking about will. I'm talking about anatomy, and your anatomy does matter because you've already conceded that if the anatomy was different, then grape would not be possible.
But there would still be evil.
Yes. Yes. Perfect. Yeah.
Well, it
there would be
doesn't
evil.
matter.
There
Like,
would
if
just be.
rape-
There would
if
be
rape
evil.
is
There would just be less
possible-
evil.
No, there would be the same amount of evil. You
Oh
would
wait.
just-
So
you
do
would
you think that there would be which world has more evil? A world that is identical and rape occurs, or a world that is identical but rape doesn't occur? Which
It
of these
depends what
worlds
you-
has more evil?
It depends what you believe evil is. I believe evil is hate in
Do
your
you think?
heart.
Wait. Do you think rape is evil?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, perfect. So grape is evil. So let's say that, putting grape aside, we'll say that the world has X amount of evil. We have world A and world B. World A does not contain grape, so it only has X amount of evil, whereas world B does contain grape, so it has X amount of evil plus whatever evil grape does, which is a non-zero amount because you agree that it's evil. Therefore, world B would have more evil than world A.
I don't believe that.
Oh, then you just reject like basic mathematics.
No, it's because here's the thing. If you're
Wait,
going to
can I just ask you a question? Wait, which number is going to be higher? Let's say that grape has like we'll assign it like 10,000 evil points. We'll give it 10,000 evil points. Which number is bigger, X or X plus 10,000?
They're the same.
You think X is the same as X plus 10,000?
Yes, they're the same because
you think wait. So wait. Let's do so we can just make this an inequality. So we have X is equivalent to X plus 10,000. Let's subtract X from both sides. We get 0 equals 10,000. Do you think 0 equals 10,000?
No.
Perfect. So then you disagree that they're the same.
No, because our definitions of evil are different.
Well, that's fine, but it's an internal critique. So let's walk through this again.
Not necessarily.
So if you have in world A you have X amount of evil, and in world B you have X amount of evil plus the evil of grape, so you have X plus 10,000 evil.
No.
Which world has more evil?
No, it goes to find they're both the same.
Which world has more evil?
It's the same in evil.
So you think 0 is 10,000?
No, I think evil is evil. No matter what you're doing, it's evil.
Wait, do you
and
do you think 0 is 10,000?
No.
Do you agree that that if you have X equals X plus 10,000, that this is going to be the same thing as 0 equals 10,000?
No. So
wait, you disagree that X equals X plus 10,000 is the same thing as 0 equals 10,000?
Well, let's talk about. I believe the evil is.
Wait.
rebellion.
Let's not.
1 second.
Let's subtract X from both sides. What do we get when we subtract X from both sides of X equals X plus 10,000? What do we get?
That's what you're not. That's what you're not.
Wait. I need you to do this subtraction with me. What do we get when we subtract X from both sides of X equals X plus 10,000?
Yeah.
What do we get?
I don't know.
Well, you don't know? You have no idea what we get when we subtract X? I'll walk you through it. So the inequality is X equals, or I think it wouldn't be the inequality. It would be like the equality maybe. I don't know. Whatever. That's beside the point. So we subtract X from both sides. So we take the X away from the left-hand side. We get 0. And then we get 0 equals X minus X plus 10,000. Do you agree that X minus X is 0?
Mathematically, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So then we get 0 equals 10,000. Do you agree that 0 is 10,000?
No. But
Perfect.
I don't believe,
so then
evil
you
correlates
agree
to that.
you would disagree with the statement that X equals X plus 10,000.
No.
Oh, wait, so which step of the math do you reject?
So I don't believe math correlates to morality at all.
Oh yeah, but so we're just saying that we have like this amount of evil in this world, and then we have like this amount of evil plus more in this world.
No, I believe evil is evil, period. And it's all the same.
I think you are.
That's what, like, again, it goes back to what is evil. Evil is rebellion against God. That's evil. That's what it is. Like, that's it. Evil is sin. It's rebellion against God. And whatever comes after that, yeah, that comes after that. But the biggest evil is rebellion against God.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's what I think, like, really it goes down to. But we have two different definitions of evil.
Okay, I'm just trying to get to like an argument that might be on your level, because I can see that this is like clearly a waste of time. Do you think, okay, does God have the power to make a rock that he doesn't have the power to lift?
Oh my goodness, this is so funny.
Thanks so much, Helen. It's a yes or no question.
Yeah, I just feel like these are...
Wait. It's a yes. Does God have the power to make a rock that he doesn't have the power to lift?
If he wanted to, because he's all powerful.
Yeah, perfect. So let's say God makes the rock that he doesn't have the power to lift. Does God have the power to lift the rock that he doesn't have the power to lift?
If he would desire to not have the power to lift it, sure, because he has the power to
Oh,
do
yeah,
it.
sure. So God has the power to lift the rock that he does not have the power to lift?
He has the power to decide if he doesn't want to have the
So
power.
without changing anything about his desires, does God have the power to lift the rock that he doesn't have the power to lift?
Does God have the power to lift the rock that he does not want to lift? Yeah. He has the power to do it.
Perfect. So you think that you believe in nonsense then?
No.
So you think that God has the power to lift a rock that he doesn't have the power to lift?
I believe that God has the power to lift a rock. That if he wants to, because he's God.
So you think gotcha. Do you think could God make the sun both exist and not exist at the same time? Does he have the power to do that?
Yeah, if he wanted to.
Perfect. So you think it's possible that the sun both exists and doesn't exist at the exact same time?
If that's what God wanted.
Yeah, so you think it's possible for the sun to both exist and not exist at the exact same time?
Do I think it's possible for the sun to exist and not exist at the same? If God wanted that possibility, then yeah, because whatever God wants is possible. He's God.
Perfect. So then, gotcha. Awesome. So you think that the sun can both exist and not exist at the exact same time? You think that that's possible? That makes sense to you?
Because God is God and we're not. We're human beings.
Well, that's like obvious nonsense.
I don't understand how that's hard.
Like you just reject the law of non-contradiction.
That what?
You reject the law, so contradictions don't exist, but you think they do.
I just don't believe God is bound by physics.
Well, this isn't physics, this is logic.
Yeah, I don't believe God is bound by our human understanding.
Well, it's not our human understanding, it's just logic.
No, yeah, and I don't believe God is bound by logic because he goes outside of the confines of logic.
Yeah, so if something doesn't follow the laws of logic, what is it?
Yeah, but you're a human being.
Wait. But what is so? If what do we call things that don't conform to the laws of logic?
What do you call them?
Illogical.
Yeah, in your human understanding.
Wait, not in our human understanding. If something doesn't fit the laws of logic, then it is illogical. In your little human reasoning, that God, like, you don't understand, like, God is so much bigger than you. Yeah, gotcha. That's fine. So you would affirm that. Wait. So you affirm that it is. I'm justified in thinking that God is illogical.
Well, no.
Oh, no, wait. So what? Then I'll just ask you again. What do we call things that fit our understanding of, or that don't fit our understanding of logic?
In your definition and what you think it would be, that is that truth? I don't think so.
Wait, but I'm just asking you. What do we call things in our?
What do you call things that do not make sense?
No, that's not.
Logical?
Not things that do not make sense. Things that violate laws of logic. What do we call things that violate laws of logic?
That violate your laws of logic.
Do you think logic is subjective? Haley, thanks so much for the $5 on Venmo. Guess might be negative IQ. I'm starting to think so as well. W Haley in the comment section. If anybody else wants to support the stream, Venmo's allegedly -Ian, the Cash App. It's just allegedly Ian. I appreciate that, Haley. Thank you so much.
So, I think our brains are so small to try to understand God. I mean, even science, there's so many things in science and over the years, things keep getting proven wrong. We thought the world was flat, but it's actually a sphere.
No, that's not the case. We've known that the world is a sphere since as long as we've had texts.
Yes,
since ancient Greece, we've known that the world is a sphere.
Exactly. And so
science was invented. Science is based on empiricism. Empiricism came with David Hume around the 1700s. So science has only existed as a method for 300 years. We knew that the Earth was round before science existed.
Well, then why did everyone believe the Earth was flat?
They didn't. You've been lied to.
No.
Source? Can I get a source?
Yeah.
Make sure you're double tapping on that screen, sharing it with your friends. Drop a comment as well to try to get this in front of more people. Yeehaw! Thanks so much, Hippo. I appreciate that. Joshua, thank you so much for the $6.66 on Cash App. Let's get a big W, Joshua. W666. W, Satan. Hail Satan. She's sending me into anaphylactic shock. Me too, Joshua. I'm fucking losing it. Yeah, just keep on double tapping on that screen. Let's get this in front of as many people as we can. If you want to never miss a stream in the future, make sure you're dropping a follow so you never ever do. If you want to join the community, we have community night tonight. It's Discord, so you can. There's a link to the Discord in my bio. I think it might even work now that the link has been updated. We have the custom join link. So it might actually work. Who knows? But no, I don't know. It's just like a grand old time. We're watching Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were-Rabbit in Discord tonight. I'd love to see you there. It's a great place. But if you want to go play bingo, you can go to the Discord and do $God, and that will pull up a bingo sheet. God, that's a really funny drawing, Peter. I appreciate that.
I see that it says Robert.
Yeah, what's the source? Can I get the source?
One. I would actually just need more time to look it up. But do you have a source that says that it's not like on hand? Like
yeah, well, that says that like we've known for a really long time that the Earth is round.
Until we didn't know.
Yeah, just like Thales of Miletus, who lived when this motherfucker like 600 BC, is literally writing about how it's round. Lizzie, thank you so much for the $6.66 for I'm losing brain cells listening to this guest. Me too, bestie. Make sure you're double tapping on that screen though, and drop a W, Lizzie, in the comment section.
Okay, we'll hang out later. Yeah, I just think God isn't confined to our logic. Like, we think we know so much, and we're like, oh, like, we're so wise, and like, we know all this, but it's like, it's foolishness to God. Like, God literally made everything. And so, yeah, that's honestly, that's what I think. Like, we could get so caught up into our own foolish wisdom, and it's like, our wisest wisdom is like foolishness to God. Like it's just, that's what I think.
That's fine, but if you don't think that God is constrained by logic, or that God can be understood logically, then that just means that there's like literally there's no discussion to be had. This is like me saying like, well, Casper the friendly ghost exists in the corner of your room, and I can't really prove him to you, and there's like not really evidence for him, but you also can't disprove
there's so
him
much
because
evidence, but that goes back to like. That goes back to the scriptures. Like, there's so many accounts of seeing Jesus in the scriptures.
Yeah. So what's your evidence that the scriptures are true?
Because they were written by people, multiple people.
Oh yeah. So do you think Spider-Man is true? Because it was written by multiple people.
It was a fictional story. This is
so is the Bible.
People said
correct?
happened. Yeah.
The Bible is also a fictional story.
That would be like that would be like discrediting all of history.
No, it wouldn't be because
it is.
Wait, can you?
They're historic texts. What do you mean?
They're not historic texts. The flood didn't happen.
You think the flood didn't happen?
So if the flood happened, how did the kangaroos get to Australia?
Yeah, I have no idea of how because I'm not God.
Perfect. Wait, so if the flood happened, why do we have like land animals in Hawaii?
Wait, what?
Why do we have land animals in Hawaii? Z, thank you so much for the $1 on Venmo. WZ, does she believe the Quran then? Oh, that's true because the Quran was also written by a large
The Quran was written
number
by one person, Muhammad.
No, well, that's like the lore, right? But that's like probably historically not true.
The Quran was written by one person that said they had an encounter with an angel and told them all these things. Most other Bibles were by one person. Most other scriptures and religions, it was one person.
Quran served as scribes. It seems like it was written by like lots of his companions.
Who?
It was written by like him and a lot of his companions, but that's kind of besides the point.
Yeah, because how the faith originated.
Wait. So it seems like the Bible actually isn't a historical book insofar as you have no account of how the kangaroos got to Australia.
Oh, I don't believe how the kangaroos got to Australia points to whether God exists or not.
I do, because it points to whether the flood happened, and whether the flood happened points to whether the Bible is a historical book, which points to whether or not it's actually reliable. So I think it's extremely relevant.
Well, even if we were to go toward the flood or whatever, even just the life of Jesus, let's say No, I don't believe this, but let's say the flood didn't happen. But let's just look at the life and the accounts and the testimonies of Jesus.
Yeah, so what's your do you have a source that Jesus did anything supernatural that doesn't come from the Bible itself? Michael, thank you so much for the heart me. Appreciate that.
That's the thing though. The Bible is a source.
Because otherwise you're just question begging.
Right.
You're saying
So
that
why would you
in
think-
order for
I
me
have a question.
wait, I need to wait. So in order for me to accept your argument that the Bible is true, I would need to accept first that the Bible is true because all of your evidence comes from the Bible. So in order to accept that the Bible is true, I must first accept that the Bible is true.
Yeah.
So it's a circular argument. So I can just
But
say that
even at that, the Bible is a
in order for you to
compilation.
accept that the Bible isn't true, you must first accept that the Bible isn't true.
Yeah, the Bible is a compilation of a lot of different authors, but just talking about the testimony of Jesus, like narrowing it down to the testimony of Jesus, that's what it is. Like, there's a lot of testaments and accounts of Jesus and his life on earth through the scriptures.
Yeah, so do you have any like sources that don't come from the Bible? Otherwise you're just saying that the Bible is true because the Bible is true.
I mean, so I could do my research on it. Like, I don't have research right now because I haven't looked into it. But like I said, the scriptures are history. It's like saying like, oh, go to a history book and oh, that didn't happen. Why? Because you weren't there to see it. Like that just
No.
like that.
So the reason is you can't provide me any sources. I could argue right now and give like a really good defense about why Socrates existed from like a historical perspective, just by citing the wide variety of historical accounts that say that Socrates existed. We only have one account that says that Jesus did magic, and it's the book that you're trying to prove.
Yeah, and it's not just one account. There's a lot of different accounts.
So then show me the other accounts that say that Jesus did magic.
Yeah, it's Matthew. Was written by Matthew. Mark.
Yeah, which is the Bible. Yes. So well, first of all, it wasn't written by
not just the
Matthew.
Bible, though.
Was
You can't just,
written
you can't
100
just
years
compile
after the
it.
Bible. Second of all, you can't cite the Bible to prove the Bible.
So I have a question. So with Christians, you think like they just, like the disciples, you think they just wanted to like be martyred just for fun?
Well, do you have any evidence that they were martyred?
Yes.
Yeah, what's your evidence that doesn't come from the Bible?
Well, no, the scripture is historic evidence.
No, it's not, because the flood doesn't
What?
exist. The flood
What? I
didn't
can tell you,
happen.
I can
Didn't
probably
happen.
look- 1 second. I could probably look into like scrolls and all that. I mean, I haven't looked into it, but I mean, I can, and I suggest you do too. So you can actually
I've already
find
looked
out.
into it. There's
Have
nothing
you, though?
there. Yes, nothing there.
Yeah, I know for sure there's other letters because I've sat through like teachings and stuff about it. So I know there's other like letters and there's other like evidence of Jesus, but I don't know.
You left it in your other pants pocket. You can't provide it.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm telling you. Like, I believe the scripture is historic evidence,
And I've disproved
accounts
that
of
already.
people.
You have no critique.
You haven't disproved that.
Yeah,
though.
so then okay, that's fine. So if the flood happened, how did the kangaroos get to Australia?
That's not disproving whether
It is,
the life
because you
of
have no
Jesus
answer. It's
actually
a piece
happened or
of
not.
a piece of data that is unexpected on your worldview. You can't explain it.
No.
I have under an evolutionary framework, I have no problem explaining why kangaroos got to Australia. That's like super easy for me, actually.
Yeah, but then you can't. But also, you can't explain where the light came from.
Oh well,
Like, I feel like if that's-
light is just like energy.
Yeah, where did that come from? Like, you
Energy
can't
has
even
always
explain
existed.
that. Where? Because
It's always
what I would say
existed in
God
the
has always
universe.
existed.
In the
Yeah, but that's what I
yes,
said.
exactly. No, that's
What I would
fine.
say
Yeah.
is-
Wait. So
But then
that
why
means
is it-
wait. Hold on, because there's going to be a problem with saying that God always existed. Do you think God created everything?
Yes.
Okay. So did God create time?
Yes.
How could God create time when in order to create you must first have time? How is that possible?
Because he's outside of time.
Yeah,
He's not
yeah,
bound
and
to time.
I'm telling you that that's not possible. That you can't create time because it requires you need to actually have time in order to create, which means that you can't create time.
Yeah. So, like, where did you get this theology from? Was it just kind of like in your head?
That's
or
like super
what you
easy,
believe?
right? I can walk you through this. Yeah. So the reason why you need time in order to create is because creation. Let's go through premises. Tell me if you reject one. Creation is a change of states. A change of states requires change. Change requires before and after. Before and after implies a past, a present, and a future. A past, a present, and a future requires time. Which of these do you reject?
None of them.
Perfect. Then you agree that creation requires time, so you can't create without time, which means God can't create time.
No, so I don't agree that creation requires time.
Okay, so let's get to the premises again. So which one do you reject? That creation is a change of states, that a change of states is a change, that a change requires a before and after, that a before and after requires past, present, and future, or that past, present, and future implies time? Which of these do you reject?
Yeah, I believe that God is outside of time.
Well, wait. Which premise do you reject?
With what?
Of the, I'll
Can you
go through them
repeat it
again. Yeah. So, do you reject that? Do you reject that? Creation is a change of states, that a change of states is a change, that a change requires a before and after, that a before and after requires a past, present, and future, or that past, present, and future require time? Which of these do you reject?
None of them.
Yeah, so then you agree that creation requires time.
No. I believe God is outside.
Let's go through them one more time. Do you tell me when you reject a premise that creation is a change of states, that a change of states requires a change, that a change requires a before and after, that a before and after requires a past, present, and a future, or that a past, present, and a future requires time?
Yes, I believe that. And
you agree with all of those?
yes, and I believe God created us, and God
then you agree that creation requires time?
God did take time when he made time. He created time.
So,
He's not living within time.
but so you agree that creation requires time?
In
order to create, you must, there must exist time.
Not by God, because God is outside of time.
Oh, sure. So was God's creation a change in states?
Was God what?
Was God's creation a change of states?
Was God creation a change of states?
Yeah, when God created time, was that a change of states?
When God created time, was it a change of states?
Yeah.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Do you know how some things have a change in states? Do you think that that God alone without creation is the same thing as God with creation? Do you think these things are the same?
God without creation is the same as God with creation?
Yeah, do you think that those things are the same?
God without creation and God with creation. Do I think time is the same?
No. Well, do you think a world without time is the same thing as a world with time?
A world without... No, I don't think so.
Yeah, perfect. So then that means that when we went from a world without time to a world with time, there was a change in states.
A change in states of living?
Of whether time existed.
Yeah, but
yeah,
how
perfect.
does this correlate to the existence of God?
There's a change in states. Do you agree that a change in states implies that there was a change?
A change in state. Do I agree that a change in states implies that there was a change? Yeah, I think God changed and made time.
Yep. Yeah, perfect. So there was a change. Do you agree that change requires a before and after?
You can leave her out there. I'm watching her. Do I believe that change requires a before and after?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Do you agree that before and after requires? Do you agree that a before and after requires a past, present, and a future?
A before and after requires not with us. Yes, God, no.
No. Wait. So you think that how does before and after for God not imply a past, present, and future?
How does before and after with God does not require a past, present, and future?
Yeah. How does a past, present, future not a necessary requirement?
Because God is outside of time. He's not human.
Yeah. But how actually? Because I would say that before and after are temporal words, but you had no problem accepting before and after.
Wait, what?
Before and after are also temporal words, and that's your conclusion. I'm telling you that's not the case. I'm telling you that's not possible.
You think God can't, the God that made everything and he's all powerful can't do that?
Yes,
you think he
correct.
Because you think that.
Correct. Well, because that's logic.
Yeah, your logic.
That's just logic.
That's the thing. I mean, I hope you're right, so that there isn't death for you. I hope that, truly, because if you're wrong, then that's really sad.
Thanks. What a weird threat.
Truly. No, it's not a threat at all. Like, you know, without God, there's eternal death and like separation. And like, I really do hope that there's life
I don't know.
for you.
It sounds peaceful.
No, I mean, really, I want there to be life for you. And like,
Well, yeah, I don't know. Like an eternal
everybody.
nothingness sounds like a lot better than eternal life. That sounds like insanity.
So you think nothingness is like better than?
Oh, like for me personally, I'd love nothingness. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing though. There's not nothingness. There's either life or death. Like that's a lot of people.
Yeah, so
You know
like
what I'm
death could just be like a nothingness. I don't know. Like
It's not though.
I love life.
But that's the
and
thing.
You know, one day it's
Yeah.
gonna end, and that's all right. There's
But
nothing
life
bad about
doesn't
that.
have to end. Like life doesn't have to end. Like for me, like once you become a Christian, like the scriptures say you don't die.
Well, wait,
If
wait,
you
wait.
die-
But I don't want to live forever. That sounds miserable.
Really?
Yes, really.
So, but have
that
you
sounds
ever-
like boring as shit.
That's the thing. But have you ever died before?
Certainly not. No.
Like, so can you really say like you would rather die than live?
Well, because I could just like imagine that like after I do, you know, I'm gonna live on this world for like 80 some years. It's gonna be great. Gonna have like a long, fruitful life, and at the end of it, I'm just gonna rest forever.
And but that's a lot to like hope on because this is like a 50-50. It's like, man, if I'm right, like hopefully, but if you're wrong, then it's like, oh shoot, like.
Oh well, yeah, but so if by death you mean like non-existence, that sounds great. But if
that's
by
the
death
thing, that's
you mean
not
like
death,
going to
though.
hell, then like I just don't care about this. I don't believe in hell.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying like I truly pray that you do find life because
Oh, and I don't give a fuck about any of that. So do you have like a real argument, or should I move on to the next guest?
yeah. Well,
All right. Well, appreciate you
thank you
coming
for
on
the
up here.
conversation. Your love.
Yep. No you. How long have we been going? Yeah, I could probably. No, I think I have the energy for more. But make sure you're double tapping on that screen. Let's get out to as many people as we possibly can. Yeah, sorry. What's up? How's it going?
How's it going? I just got a couple questions for you.
Yeah, wait, can I ask how old you are?
Yeah, I'm 30.
Yep, okay. All right, yeah, go for it.
So, just a couple questions. Now, I am Christian, but I do like debate, and I like when someone responds with understanding. So, I do like some of your positions. Now, you stated earlier that when it comes to Socrates, you're saying 600 BC. Now, how can you believe in BC if you don't believe in any type of Christ? Because the confines of that are all based on Christ.
Yeah, I can say that BC just refers to like before the Common Era.
Okay, so you don't use it as before Christ and after death?
No.
Okay. Now, you said you believe in an eternal nothingness, correct?
For death?
Yeah, when you die.
No, I'm agnostic to what happens when we die. I have no idea.
Okay, so that's fair. Because I was going to ask, if you believed in nothingness, how can you believe that energy cannot be created nor destroyed if there is nothing to happen after you die? Does that make sense?
I'd probably take issue with that, but I'm not. I don't really have like a position on what happens when we die. I have no idea.
That's fair. So, what made you not believe in God? Is it just because of logical reasoning? Do you believe?
Yeah, just because of logical reasoning. If somebody gave me logical reasons to believe in God, then fuck, I guess I'd become a Christian.
Well, and that's
or like
the
a
hard part,
theist.
right? So that's what creates the difficulty. To explain a God or a higher power in logical reasoning means that we'd have to dumb it down to man's understanding. And God said within scriptures that thoughts are not our thoughts, his thoughts are not our thoughts. So to say that we can explain God or an omnipresence into logical reasoning, which would be man's understanding, would mean that we could create ourselves as a God, but that's not the case. So we can never truly understand God or his abilities, because you call it magic, right? You say that Christ's testimonies, which are 500 eyewitnesses, by the way. So even
could I read these like 500 eyewitness testimonies outside of the Bible?
Probably not. No, to be honest.
Could I read them inside of the Bible?
Well, what like she was saying earlier, right? The Bible is not just one book. It's 500 compilations of eyewitness testimony that everyone's saying that they saw. So it's saying that 500 people witnessed this one.
Yeah. Can I get the names of these 500 people?
I mean, you can go back Matthew, John, James, Psalms, which is Paul. I mean, using all these different testimonies. Again, it's just like saying U.S. history, right? Only a testaments recently of U.S. history is what people wrote.
Yeah, except like we don't know who actually wrote these books because these books were written like centuries after.
Well, how can we know who wrote anything a couple hundred years ago except for what people said?
Yeah, because like lots of works were like signed by specific authors. For example, we know about like Plato's works because they were like lots of them were like signed by Plato.
But because someone said they saw it or it was signed by Plato makes it true. Why is it any different for Christ?
Well, yeah, just because like there's like mentions or so first of all, it's like directly attributed to Plato and like the manuscripts themselves. Second issue is going to be that these like referred to specific facts that like Plato, like about Plato's family. So presumably it was written by Plato because he has such like intimate knowledge of his family. Third, it is referenced by other authors like Aristotle as being like the written by Plato. Fourth, it makes mention of like Plato's Academy at many points, which we know was run by Plato. There's like just an overwhelming pile of evidence that these things were written by Plato.
Of eyewitness testimonies that said that he signed it or said that he did it, right? So they're all still
but like within the texts themselves.
Right, texts that, again, have to be eyewitness testimony that Plato was real, correct?
Well, no, because like one of them was like a philosophical treatise in response to Plato. Like Aristotle, building off of Plato's ideas.
Okay. How do you... So when you kept asking her questions, and again, I do appreciate your calmness, right? So I will say that you come about it a lot better than other agnostic or even atheist people. You kept asking your logical reasoning questions, and they kept having almost like a circular end. If someone doesn't have a natural understanding of what you're saying, they can't articulate a response. So if I was to ask you directly, what makes you not believe in God or Jesus Christ, what would be your direct answer?
Yeah, just like the problem of evil. That there's the existence of like irredeemable evils makes it such that these evils cannot be redeemed, which means that like no theodicy could ever account for this. There's no reason why these things should ever happen.
So you're saying that because there's so much evil, right, or because of the, I guess,
there's
level
like the existence of a specific category of evil called irredeemable evils. This isn't just like, you know, somebody like beat up somebody else or something like that. It's just like evils that are so bad that you would like certainly, like they're certainly not worth free will. They're certainly not worth like God holding his promise or like anything like that. These are evils that are like transcendentally, like obviously like super bad, could never be justified, could never serve a higher purpose, could never be any of that.
And I understand what you're saying. I guess when I explain it to people, because again, I'm no pastor or priest, you know, I'm just Christian and I'm learning along the way, right? But the way I explain it to people when they ask if God is real, then why is there evil, right? If God, then why? My response is that as a father, right? I'm a father of a child. If I had multiple children and one or two of them decide to do unspeakable evil things, I would still love them as my children. I wouldn't have to recognize them, nor would I want them to continue doing what they're doing. But ultimately, they would still be my children for me to love. And that's how I explain God as far as everybody. I created this child, right? I created these children. Yet just because they made decisions on their own to be evil or to do evil things, I could have stopped them. Yeah, I could have stepped in and forcibly stopped them from doing what they're doing. But me allowing them to be children to grow into adults, I have to let them do what they want to do. And because of that reason, I still love them as my children, but I can't control them as individuals. And I think that's God's position with us.
Yeah, I got a question for you. Yeah, so let's say that you knew your child was going to grow up to be Adolf Hitler. Yeah. Would you still have that child?
I mean, it's a backwards question, my man. I would still have a child, right? And to have that knowledge.
Wait. Let's say that like it's like right before you're about to like do the act, right before you're about to produce a child. You know your child is going to grow up to be Adolf Hitler. You still having that child?
Yes.
Wait. So you would choose to bring Adolf Hitler into the world? Really?
I would choose to bring a child into the world. Do you have
wait? But if you know your kid is going to grow up to be Adolf Hitler, you would choose to bring Adolf Hitler into the world when you could just not do that.
So you just want everything to be peace, love, and harmony?
No, I don't want Adolf Hitler to exist.
Of course. No one wants evil to exist, my man, but you can't.
Not evil. Wait. You're straw manning. Let's not be a straw manning Steve. Just engage with the argument. I'm not saying no evil should exist. It should always just be peace, love, and harmony. I'm saying that if you as a father know that your child that you're about to conceive is going to become Adolf Hitler, you should simply not conceive that child.
I understand what you're saying, but ultimately, again, you can't have. Okay, so do you have any kids?
No.
Do you want children?
Maybe. We'll see.
So once you have a child, you understand that love, and this isn't for all parents, especially nowadays, but love for something else, like a child, becomes more love than you can ever have for yourself. And what I mean by that is that I would do anything unspeakably for my daughter inside of good and evil, right? Even though I'm Christian, I would do unspeakable things to protect my daughter, right? Because of my love for her above myself. So to ask that question would be coming from a position of logic, and I get it. But God's love for us means that he's not going to not create Adolf Hitler just because of what he could do, because his love for Adolf Hitler is still the same as the love for us.
So I have a question for you. So this is like a horrific question, so like prepare yourself mentally. Let's say that you know your child before the age of 2 is going to get raped, tortured, and killed before the age of 2. Would you still choose to have this child if you could simply not?
I can't protect my child from everything. I'll just do everything I can to protect.
Gotcha. So even if you know that your kid would be, no matter what you do, if you know your kid would be raped, tortured, and killed before the age of 2, you would still choose to bring that child into existence?
Yeah, I can't prevent everything. Again, you're asking as if I was God.
You can just not have the child. Why would you want somebody to go through that when you could simply not have somebody go through that?
This world is as cold as it's going to be. I can't control the world, my man. If I was God, then I would control the world.
And that's fine. Like you personally as an individual. So because you don't know that that's going to happen to your kid, like you know that you're probably going to be able to prevent that if you're like a loving enough parent. Which is why like I think it's fine if you like have kids, because there's like a low probability that that's going to happen. But if you know for an absolute certainty, you have like foreknowledge of exactly how your kid is going to pass away, and it is like horrible, miserable, in a tremendous amount of pain, you would still bring that kid into existence.
Unfortunately, yes. My answer is yes, and this is why.
I think that's super evil. I think that's
of course you do, and it's understandable. Now let me ask you this. All right, let me explain this. Right, for one, you're asking that as if I was God and if I could control the outcome of something I would know. Right, that's the only way I can answer that question, is putting myself in the position of God, because the only way I could know that my child's going to go through unspeakable horrors and have any type of future knowledge would be to be God. So I'm answering hypothetically as if I'm God when I'm not. So to me, that's almost blasphemy on myself. Secondly, some of the greatest discoveries or people came from treacherous horrors, right? People that have gone through the most pain and suffering created the most abundant and blissful scenarios for people. Some of the biggest discoveries came from trauma. Do you understand that some of people's triumphs are due to their circumstances? A lot of people that came through the Holocaust camps have done unspeakable great things for discoveries and understandings for people because of the traumas they went through. So to prevent trauma or any type of evil doing, right, we'll never have a knowledge of, I mean, you can't cure cancer without cancer being involved in the first place, right? So yeah, to remove all cancer creates bliss. I get that. But the understanding of cancer came from the horrors that it did. So I get what you're saying, but
So I agree that there's like certain higher order goods that can only be brought about via the existence of evil, that it's not possible to have the good of overcoming adversity unless you have adversity. I get that. That's fine. But what I'm saying is that there's like some evils that are like gratuitous, that like if that happens to your kid, the scenario I described earlier, your kid is no longer alive. They can't do great things with their trauma because they're in fact no longer alive.
Fair. You know, Ian, some of these questions I don't have the answers for, and I appreciate your logic behind it. And it does create questions. And I'm thankful for people like yourself, because I need to get more knowledge, right? So that I can bring better understanding. So I just want to say thank you for taking the time to talk to me. And I'll continue to watch your page. And once I have better answers to articulate the logical questions you have, I'll come back with that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I feel like you were good at engaging, at least. Like most of the guests I get don't even like make an attempt to engage. So I appreciate that about you.
Thank you so much, Ian, and I'll see you around.
Yep. Yeah. Make sure you're double tapping on that screen, sharing it with your friends, dropping a comment, doing all that good stuff. Let's get this algorithm in front of more people. Let's get all the way up to 200K likes. We can do it. Make sure you're dropping a follow as well. What's up, Royd? How's it going?
Hi, my name is Alan. How are you, brother?
Yeah, doing well. Can you get closer to your mic?
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, I can. How old are you?
Okay. I'm 23.
Gotcha. So what's your strongest argument for the existence of God that does not involve personal experience?
Everyday life.
Yeah, what about it?
So when, let's say our conversation right now, where do you think it originates from?
From me accepting your join request?
No. Deeper. Let's go deeper. Where does Ian come from?
Well, I come from my
thousands of years.
Yeah, I come from my parents. Where do you think you come from?
Who are your greatest of ancestors?
If we want to go back to the start of life, it would just be like the first single-celled organism.
So where did we originate from?
The first single-celled organism came from a process of abiogenesis.
Okay, and who did we evolve from?
We evolved
What
from a
was that?
single-celled organism.
No, past that. What did we evolve from? Apes?
Humans are apes. We're of the species hominid.
No, we're not. We're
wait. So if I Google hominid right now, you know hominid literally means human, right?
So let me explain it.
Wait. If you actually, because wait, hold on. Because hominid means the definition of hominid, a primate of a family hominid that includes humans and their fossil ancestors, and also at least some of the great apes.
So anyone that's taken a simple biology evolution course understands that the common belief that we've evolved from apes or we are similar to apes understands that's a false narrative.
Yeah. Let's just do.
So we've evolved from wolf.
Oop.
Okay.
Yeah. So if we go to the page. We look at some hominids, right? We got some hominids here.
Yeah, the hominids that doesn't mean anything, really.
Well, yes, it does, right? Because we're in the same classification as these.
Yeah, but just because we're in the same classification doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Yes, it does. Well, we're in the same classification. Humans are great apes. That's how we're classified.
So you believe that you're an ape. So what differentiates you and an ape?
Well, we are an ape. Ape is like a higher category.
I understand, but what differentiates you with what common people call a monkey or an ape?
Well, monkeys are different than apes. What differentiates us from monkeys is like a tail.
So you're a human, right? You have a conscious. You have
as do like monkeys and apes.
Yeah, but you have higher intelligence than monkeys.
Sure.
Okay, I hope to believe so. So what gives you that intelligence? What differentiates you? What's that?
Oh, that's just gonna come down to like the size of our brain relative to the rest of our body.
So elephants have larger brains than humans.
Yeah, relative in proportion to the rest of the body. That's what I added. That's why I added that.
Yeah, but there's animals that have a larger brain proportionate to their bodies.
No, there isn't.
Yes,
that's not the case. Could you name the animal? Oh, interesting. Damn, my biology teacher super lied to me. Hold on. What makes humans the most intelligent?
So I digress.
Oh, the cerebral cortex is what makes us the most intelligent, it seems.
Right. So I digress. This isn't even the topic. My point in being is you experience everyday life, right? I think that if your belief is what's your belief? Like, are we on a spinning rock that's just spinning in nothingness in the universe, or what's your belief exactly? If God isn't real and there's no higher being,
I don't really know how to. I have lots of beliefs about lots of things. Can you narrow the question down a bit more?
Yeah, so do you believe that we're on a spinning rock, spinning in nothingness, going around the sun every
What do you
year
mean by,
round?
well, we're like spinning in space. I don't think space is nothing.
You don't think space is nothingness? So what is space?
Not really, because like it's like part of like space-time, right? Like there's a difference between space-time and nothing.
So what?
I mean, if you're asking like, do we spin around on a rock in space? Like, yeah, more or less.
So what's your point to life if there is no God?
Well, we just, I think we can make our own purpose, right? That we can engage in an existential project. We were born into this world fundamentally purposeless, but there's no reason we need to stay that way. We can create our own purpose. Addy, thank you so much. Appreciate that.
You were born fundamentally purposeless.
The world there's no obvious purpose to the world. We just happen to exist and we hope to explain it.
So statistically speaking, what's the chance of your existence specifically?
Probably pretty low.
What's the chance?
I don't know. Probably pretty low.
1 out of like 330 trillion.
What's the source for that? Wait, I'm not sure how anybody would ever calculate this. So what's the source for that?
It's how much sperm, okay, and the fact
Hippo,
that
thank you. Appreciate that.
The fact that Earth is in a Goldilocks zone, okay, that is rare within itself.
Wait, can I just get like the source that says this? Because also the Goldilocks zone is millions of miles wide, so that's just not the case. It's not like a rare occurrence. There's plenty of places where liquid water would form. Aw, that's sweet, EOS Graces. Appreciate that. Keep on double tapping on that screen while we wait for the guest to get a source. Let's get all the way up to 200k likes. We can do it. I believe in us. We got this. We got this. Drop a follow if you're enjoying the debate so far, if you never want to miss a single debate in the future. Let's keep on pushing forward. If you want to join the community, want to come watch Wallace and Gromit, there's a link to the Discord in my bio. You can also go to discord.com/allegedlyian. I'd love to see you there. People are playing bingo in the Discord right now. It's a lot of fun. I know I really enjoy it. I think you would too. So just join on up. I also notify you every single time that I go live. Make sure you only join if you're 18 or older. If you're not 18 or older, don't join the Discord. Otherwise, we'll kick the fuck out of you. Yeah, but hey, hope everyone's doing well. Guess, do you have your source? Yeah, bingo shout out indeed, Dixie Normus. Dixie Normus shout out. Sorry, that must be trippy for you. Hey, I'd thank you so much, or maybe it's Eid. I'm sorry, I probably butchered that, but thanks so much for the $1.69. Appreciate that. Royd, are you there? You got to come back to the TikTok app for me to hear you. Otherwise, I can't.
I can't find the exact source, but I mean you can look it up yourself. What is the?
Oh, so you can't. Wait. Yeah. So it seems like you can't.
You can find it yourself. You can Google search it. What is the chance? And the guests in the chat can find it as well. What is the chance of being alive?
Gotcha. So you like left your source in your other pants. Gotcha.
So those statistical.
Yo, Blitz in the comments. If you want to come on up and co-stream, I'd love to co-stream with you.
So my question to you is, if you don't believe in God, what do you believe in?
That's a really broad. I believe like 2 + 2 = 4. I think that like the color purple is pretty neat. It's like
questions with.
Do you want to? Well, your question is like extremely broad. I just don't know how to answer that.
Your answers are inappropriate because your answers kind of diverge and are disingenuous basically.
Well, your question is
life is, and you're saying,
it's like one of the broadest questions in existence.
Well, I want to gauge where your mind is, right? So
I'm like, I'm an atheist. I don't really know what you're looking for.
You don't believe in God in general, period.
Yes, I don't believe in. Well, I think like it's logically, there's no logical contradiction in believing in like a God, just not your God.
So believing in God is logical.
There's no logical contradiction, which is not the same thing as like it being logical. For example, there's no logical contradiction. There's no logical contradiction in thinking that there's a ghost in the corner of your room. But is that like a logical belief? Not really. Oh, bro ran. Scrambled like an omelet, folded like a chair, dunked like an Oreo. What was the last one? Cooked like a soup, cooked like a souffle. I accept your surrender. Way too easy. I think I might end stream. We've lost a lot of traction. Plus, I've been streaming for a while, but I do love you. Please come join us for community night. Community night is great. I love community night. You would too. Just join the Discord if you're 18 or older. We're watching Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were-Rabbit. It's going to be great. We're going to watch it. Anyway, I love all of you. Thanks so much for coming on out here. Damn, I wish someone's live. Who's live? Maybe we'll go like raid Mr. Jones. Let's go raid Mr. Jones live on Mr.JonesX. Glum, thank you so much. Make sure you drop a follow if you never want to miss a debate in the future. Thanks so much for spending